Hello and welcome to the Homeowner Show. We are live at Moondeck Ice House in Magnolia, Texas. Thank you for joining us. My name is Kevin, and with me is Craig Williams.
Hello, and welcome to the Homeowner Show. We are so glad that you could join us for another live episode. How you doing, Kev?
Man, I'm good. Dude, it is nice out here.
Dude, it is literally the calm before the storm.
Yeah, it's going to get cold.
Yeah.
It's going to get, they're predicting snow, which down here in Houston is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know? So
I saw this gal on, I think it was Instagram today, and she's like this Southern gal.
Oh.
And she was like, look, if y'all haven't figured out yet, like I follow like a lot of cowboy content and hunting stuff.
I don't know why.
And so she kind of fits both those categories.
Yeah.
But she was standing in her pasture and she goes, "Hey, all my friends up north, y'all's weather's in my backyard, and I need y'all to come get it out."
Yeah, it's drunk. Please come get it. You know? Yeah, it's going to get cold, maybe snowy, and then it's going to get rainy, which is just going to produce ice and fun.
Right now we're predicted to have snow on Tuesday.
Right.
Which is unpleasant.
It is. I remember the last time it snowed, I wound up at your house for 3 days.
It wasn't all bad.
It wasn't all bad. We had some fun. But it was only because my house froze, too.
Yeah, that was the downside.
Yeah.
But it was like 7 inches of snow.
No, it was a fun day.
Yeah.
I mean, well, not more than a day, but I mean, it was.
We did a little sledding and sliding.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun
stuff.
But
anyway, we're out here with the net, and we got some cool guests coming up. Sarah's going to be wrangling for us.
That's right.
Her herd of cats.
Bringing them in. That's right. That's right.
As any good cowboy would. And we'll talk about some fun stuff along the way. And I'm almost to Bourbon Craig, so it's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah. So who we got?
All right, I don't know. We got our first guest lined up. Hi, I'm Kevin.
Hey, I'm Rick Collins.
Rick Collins. All right. Glad to have you, Rick Collins.
Good to be here.
Is it 2 Ricks or 1 Rick? Rick.
Just one Rick. That's enough.
Rick.
It's enough for my wife.
That's awesome.
Depends on how much trouble you're in. Is that? Can you hear yourself okay?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, sweet.
Awesome. Well, one of the things we do here is just kind of meet people and find out what they do. So introduce yourself. We know your name's Rick, but
yeah,
what do
my
you
name
do?
is Rick Collins. I own Geaux Financial Solutions. That's GEAUX because I am from Louisiana.
Okay.
Nice. What part?
I'm the 4-time national champion LSU Tigers.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm actually from Shreveport, Louisiana, but I went to school at LSU. Actually had classes with Shaquille O'Neal, my one claim to fame.
Oh, nice.
That is a big man. I used to always worry he's going to step on me after class, but
Yeah, unintentionally. He just walks and clambers around.
Dude, so one of the best presents I ever got was at my cousin's wedding, and I was I think I was just like an usher, and at the time my cousin's fiance worked at the Orlando Sentinel, and it was O'Neal's rookie year with the Magic, and so like I have a signed cap from Shaquille O'Neal from his rookie year
awesome.
with the Magic.
I mean, his signature is worth quite a bit, actually. And not only that, the dude's super cool. Really
goes
nice
to Walmart
guy.
and buys $10,000 worth of bikes for neighborhood kids. I mean, he's really cool.
No, he's a super good guy. He owns multiple businesses.
Yeah, I like his philosophy on
50
shoes.
or 60 Domino's.
Oh, yeah.
franchise, and he designed a Kmart brand shoe because Reebok was too expensive.
That was the one I really liked, where he's like, this is stupid that people are like killing each other over shoes. Like, I'm going to make them cheaper, so like poor kids can actually afford them.
Kmart or Walmart or
it was something like that.
It was a big pay cut for him not to get the endorsement from Reebok.
Yeah, but he didn't care about that. He doesn't need it.
Money.
Yeah, no, he didn't need it whatsoever. So financial, tell us about what all you do, because that could go a lot of different ways.
I'm in the life insurance space, but what I focus on is infinite banking, primarily to help people get out of debt faster. So they can get their house. They bought a brand new house 5 years ago at 8.5%. I have a debt elimination program that actually gets people out of debt 10 years faster. Mm-hmm. And we couple that with infinite banking, so their house note becomes a way to fund their retirement, their kids' college, and they get out of debt, 10 years faster on average, and save $100,000 on the house they bought.
Wow.
So what do you mean when you say infinite banking?
Infinite banking is we use a life insurance policy as a savings vehicle.
Okay.
You overfund this life insurance, say the premium's $200 a month for life insurance. You put in $1,000. Well, that $800 becomes cash value. It earns interest every year, tax-free, grows tax-free. You access it tax-free. You never lose money because it's in an indexed, market indexed fund, so you never lose money on your dollars. And you can spend it whenever you want, however you want, college, retirement, whatever. And it's a way to guarantee no losses to your money. So if people are tired of riding the 401k roller coaster, I come in and show them how to use life insurance. And the reason we use life insurance, federal law keeps that tax-free.
Right.
Keeps the IRS out of your pocket.
Yeah, I'm a way bigger fan of life insurance than I am 401ks.
401ks are a money trap designed to help corporations get out from under pensions.
Yep.
So that's what I do, especially that debt elimination. People have a house note, car note, a college loan they keep around like a pet for 20 years. We do an analysis to see what they can do with just their excess money, the extra $100 here, $200 they have left over. It's amazing what that does in a strategic way. Instead of shotgunning an extra $20 here towards the credit card, an extra $100 here towards the mortgage.
Right.
My financial GPS program tells them what to pay, how much to pay, when to pay, to the fastest way to get to zero debt. And it usually is 10 to 15 years faster than the bank plan.
Are you using like whole policies or like index?
I used IULs.
IULs, yeah. I like those a lot.
Just because it's got the flexibility and the better return. Whole life is great. I'm not going to knock whole life.
It's a good place to stick your money.
My IUL makes between 10 and 15% a year, tax-free.
Pretty good.
Whole life is you're overpaying for your insurance and you get a refund at the end of the year. That's how whole life works.
Right.
That's why I use IUL.
Yeah.
You
can borrow against the UIL.
Yeah. Any cash value, you access it through a loan.
IUL. Thank you.
As your cash value grows, that's money you can use. You take a loan against the cash value. You don't withdraw it because that's taxable.
Right.
You take a loan because a loan doesn't show up on your 1040.
Yeah, borrowed money's tax-free.
Yeah. And the cool thing is, the way we set them up, that loan against your cash value may accrue interest at 5%, but you're making 9%.
Right.
So you spent the money, you're still making 4% on the money you spent 10, 15, 20 years ago. So you get to eventually spend the same dollar twice.
Yeah.
Or you start early 3 times.
Yeah, so are you taking that money and then putting it on the house note? Is that how you're doing that to get people out of the
Our
house
financial
debt?
GPS calculates, it's a monitored debt snowball, debt roll down, but you're paying off, you're throwing extra money at that house note, and instead of spending an extra $100 a month towards your house note, it may tell you to save up $4,000 and do a big chunk. Well, that knocks off 3 years off the back end of your loan. Whereas $100 a month doesn't really move the needle a lot, but if you chunk it like that, it really drastically reduces that debt load.
Right.
Because you're cutting you're cutting payments off the back end.
Yeah.
And so 5 years of payments is, $50 grand, $60 grand that you're not paying on your house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
Yeah, and you can. Like if you're disciplined enough, which hardly anybody is,
right?
You can do some of that yourself just by paying more on your loan.
You can, but most people, just like a diet, you start off. I'm going to do all these things. I'm going to cut this spending out. The program I use actually monitors all your spending, hooks up to your bank account to actually monitor all your transactions. It tells you, are you on track or not? You've got an extra $300, move it to your savings vehicle, and it'll tell you to do that every month. You keep track of your money. It kind of enforces some discipline, even though we don't ask people to go on a financial diet. We don't ask people to cut out their Starbucks or their gun range or their golf games. It's an extra $100, $200 a month that they have that they can use more strategically, and we help them get out of debt faster and turn that house note into something that can fund their kids' college or their retirement or their new car or their new house.
Yeah, but that's life-changing when you can look at it and go like, oh my gosh, I thought I was going to be in this thing for like the next 25 years and now I can be done in 10.
Yeah, 10 to 15 years, I can change a family's financial trajectory because you're out from under that debt, and now you're creating legacy wealth.
Right.
And oh, by the way, there is a death benefit when nobody gets out of this thing alive. When they do kick the bucket, their kids get six-figure life insurance benefit tax-free.
Right.
And we couple that with a trust, so we create generational wealth. So the trust gets refunded. It loans money to people, and they pass away, and then your grandkids get money to. It just goes on and on, like the Rockefellers create a generational wealth using trust and life insurance.
Yeah, and like, you know, and some people think that it's just because you have so much that you can just live off the interest. And part of it is that you just have to be intelligent enough to put it in the right places so that it does last forever.
Well, most people are on this rat race and treadmill that keeps getting faster and higher. They keep buying plastic crap on credit cards, and they never get out from under the debt load. You know,
if buying you got a plastic crap with plastic crap.
Yeah, if you got a credit card at 18% and you're paying interest on that, that's the same as if you didn't have that, you could be making 18% profit. Mm-hmm. And so it's a 36% swing because you're in the hole instead of building equity in your own life.
Well, the Wrangler's given me the signal. I mean, if you had some parting notes for anybody, or want everybody to find out how to get a hold of you to talk about these strategies and these plans, how do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, you can go to my website, getmydebtfreedate.com. That's getmydebtfreedate.com, and set up a free consultation with me. We go over, hey, where you are, what do you want to accomplish, and what can I do to help you? And if I can, great. If not, I've educated you a little bit and told you about what your options are.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you
all
for
right,
sitting down with us, man.
Hey,
glad you're here.
it.
Really good to meet you.
Great, guys.
Everybody's going to know you as Rick now.
Rick.
That's all right.
Y'all have a good one.
All right, thank you, man.
Y'all.
Thank you. And I think that's awesome because, like, so many people, this is the problem with money, is most people see it as a vehicle to pay debt, right? And, like, what I mean by that is a vehicle to pay for your bills, your electric bill, your cell phone bill, all that kind of stuff. But if you see it as an opportunity to produce something more than that, you've changed your understanding of what money actually is. So
yeah, I think money is one of those, and this is why guys like Dave Ramsey have been so successful.
Yeah,
and it's not because I think what he's suggesting is what's best. Right. What he's suggesting is what works best for lazy-minded people.
Yeah,
I don't mean that as an insult. No. Like, most people don't want to have to think about it. They want to put it on an automatic schedule. They want to put it, they don't want to have to worry about it. And so it's simpler to just put cash into envelopes and go, this is how much I have to spend.
Sure.
And that works.
It does.
So, but there's better ways at the end of the day to build generational wealth for what he's talking about. And so, like, it's, to each their own.
Sure.
And I'll tell everybody, like, look, I'm married to a financial Mussolini.
Yeah, she's good.
And, like, one of the things that we've done is we took our house from a 30-year note down to a 15-year note, and now we're on schedule to be done paying our house off in 7 years.
Wow.
All at the same time, we're using the IULs. I think I have 6 different life insurance policies on me at the moment.
That's for a lot of reasons.
It's frightening. I stay on her good side.
Yeah. I would too.
But like, part of that is we want to make sure, like, it's not just that, like, if something catastrophic happens to our family, that my family will be taken care of. That's an aspect of it.
It is.
But it's also, like what he was talking about, it is a financial vehicle for my family to be able to access wealth later on. Because most of that, those are the trees that I'm planting that I will never sit in the shade of.
Sure.
And so, like, I want those for my kids.
Yeah, and when you got kids, I mean, it makes sense to take care of them. And we so many people see their job as a parent to set their kids up for success through graduating.
Right.
And that's kind of it. But there's so much more that you can do for your kids. So, and man, we could talk about this for a long, long time.
For sure.
But we do have another guest. Yeah, so introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
Hi, my name is Rachel Drody. I own Harper, Grayson Communications. We're a digital marketing agency.
All right.
Okay.
Very cool.
Got some competition over here, Kat.
I guess. I see. I see. Well, tell us.
I got to tell you, she's a lot cuter than you.
Well, that doesn't take much. We're all aware that this doesn't help anything.
It doesn't?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know. Like, it's all right. I think you're working it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. It might take you longer to style that than it does this.
It might. You would be surprised.
Oh, I don't think I would be. That looks like that's got a lot of work behind it. I'm just going to put it out there.
Many years, actually.
I bought them a few combs.
That's true. They may be lost in there. I'm not sure.
We'll send out a search party for it later.
Yeah. I was eating barbecue earlier today, and I was like, I think I still got it in there. Yeah, I'm not real sure.
You can't tell? We got
a built-in napkin.
It's red.
It's
it blends into the color of the barbecue sauce.
You do have to oil it from time to time.
Daily. Yeah. Daily. Well, I mean, look, if we're going to talk about it, you most people don't realize that your beard doesn't have any moisture to it.
Right.
Your hair does, because your head produces oil, but your face doesn't.
You don't know anything about that.
No, I do. Because look,
I'm here for all of this.
look, whenever you don't have any hair on your head, you're more acutely aware of how much oil it produces. And so you have to moisturize your beard, because if you don't, there's no moisture to it. Your head hair naturally has oil because of the hair.
Yeah,
the
but look
oil
how
that your head
long my
produces.
hair is.
I see that.
So it kind of gets away from
Yeah.
the whole oil thing.
Yeah.
So I feel your pain
Yeah.
completely. Like
Yeah.
there's oiling going on here too. There's a lot of hair.
I'm so glad that other people recognize the value of this.
But she's got some hair game going on.
She does. No, it's good.
I appreciate
Beautiful.
that very
It's
much.
beautiful.
I have to work real hard at this, or my hairdresser does, and he's amazing.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
So shout out to the Houston hair guy.
Listen, I am sympathetic. I did Locks of Love at one point in my life. Are you familiar with that?
I am.
Yeah.
So wow,
it was-
you really had a hair change.
Yeah, but what
then,
he didn't
sir.
tell you was his nose hair. So.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, I wasn't included on that part of
Right,
this.
yeah.
Wow.
Right.
And
That
so
was
some
the eyebrows
child's
that I
walking
donated.
around with your eyebrows and nose hair. That is a lucky child.
Yeah, that child will be scarred forever. Anyway,
Right?
I'm sorry, I've already forgotten your name. Could you tell me your name again?
Wow.
I
This
know, I'm
feels like a
horrible.
lot of dates I've been on lately. So my name's Rachel Drody.
Yes, and you do digital marketing. That part I
I
remember.
do. Wow, that's what you got. Okay.
Yeah, I got that part.
You feel like
Well-
a lot of first dates I've been on. Thanks.
I've gotten that before too. Anyway, so tell us.
How long have you been doing this?
Yeah.
27 years?
Oh wow, that's
yeah,
a few.
no, yeah, there's a couple in there.
Okay.
Well, I didn't even know digital marketing was a thing 27 years
Well,
ago.
I've been in marketing, so I was a public information officer for Homeland Security. So I've been in the realms for a
Okay.
while, and
All
then
right.
I was doing marketing, global marketing for a $2.2 billion industrial supplier.
Wow.
And I didn't quite fit into the mom groups when I moved here, so I started going to networking meetings to like make actual friends and business connections. And next thing I knew, I started my own business, and that was 6.5 years ago.
I'm curious. I really want to circle back around to the Homeland Security bit.
Yeah.
Like, why did they need marketing?
So it's so I was in for mitigation, how to protect your home, people and property prior to storm damage.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
Huh.
state of Louisiana was on it. Yep.
Really? Oh, is that where you were working?
Yep.
Wow. Interesting.
So Katrina and Rita, I was part of that gang.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Oh,
So
yeah.
were you living someplace else? And you
I
got
was living in Louisiana.
You were you were living in Louisiana, got recruited by Homeland Security to do marketing.
So I was part of a marketing agency, and we were embedded into Homeland Security.
Okay.
So we're like my agency's a government contractor as well too. So I'm still carrying that on.
Really?
But that's how I was embedded in there, and so now I had to go through all the Secret Service, the
Background checks.
certifications and everything else.
Did you have to like send them lists of friends to like interview?
They interviewed my kindergarten teacher.
Yeah. Oh,
wow.
I'm that far checked.
I've been through. So I had a good friend that ended up in a bunker building nuclear submarines. And
On
they
purpose?
Had to,
He was, He was in the bunker
Yeah,
on
I
purpose.
think anybody who's going to be there building them is doing it on purpose.
Yeah, I would hope
And so they sent a couple of FBI agents to my home to have several conversations with me about him, because I've known him most of his life, and we went to college together. And they're like, okay, so like you know this person, you can give us information.
I've given those as well too. So
Yeah.
I've had employees. I used to manage Abercrombie and Fitch back in the day, like when it was actually a cool place to be.
Yeah.
the 90s.
The 90s. Thank you for dating me, but yes, sir, that's when
okay,
it was.
I dated
So-
myself.
So I had to do that for one of my employees that ended up going on to do secret
Okay.
stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Secret
so I've
stuff.
been on both sides of it.
Interesting.
I've been the one being interviewed and then the one being interviewed about.
So are you working mainly with like smaller businesses now?
I am now, so
Yeah?
that's what we love to do.
Okay, so like, what kind of things are you trying to implement for most of them? Are you doing local, or are you doing?
We are well, I do local, and I actually have some global clients as
Okay.
well too. So what we're doing is we will do either an organic, and we'll do a paid search, but we start off getting all of their organic social media, website, everything else on par,
Okay.
and start them with the foundation blocks that they need to be able to echo what their messages are.
Okay.
So I do have a team of social media experts, ad experts, and then a website building team as well too.
Which social platform do you loathe?
TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, good news for you. It's shutting down on Sunday.
Well, thanks. Supposedly.
Supposedly.
Well, yeah, we'll
We'll see
see.
what happens.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
And just because of the sales on it for who I service aren't really there. That's why I'm not there, promoting my clients there. But the back end of it is, I think it's causing a lot of problems with the younger generations. I'm a mom. I have 9-year-old twins. And that's one of the things that I just don't want them on, is that the mental health issue with it. So that's part of it that I don't like.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's such an addictive type of platform. So, but for you, I'm sure you're working on Facebook and Instagram and
so that's
Google
what my clientele is really looking at. Yeah. So I'm one of those Google nerds that's always at their events. And so I'm always at the conferences, and I had my choice back in the day. It was like, do you do with the industrial supplier, or do you work for Google? And so I was offered both jobs, and I wanted that work-life balance.
Yeah.
So I went for the industrial supplier because I was going to have a work-life balance.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was one of the things. But definitely, we're highly invested into Google and what's going on with it and all the aspects of it, and making sure that the team pours into that, because that's where everybody's going to go. So if you look at marketing, we have a lot of women that are there. They're on Facebook and Instagram all the time, but where do the guys go to look for information?
YouTube.
And Google. They immediately Google what this is.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you just from our perspective, because we're like right now, we're live on Facebook and YouTube, right?
Right.
On Facebook, our audience is probably going to be skewed about 65% female.
Right.
Right? On YouTube, we're going to be skewed somewhere between 75 and 80% male.
Absolutely.
And it's just interesting because those platforms, and it's not that there's not a lot of males on Facebook, it's just there's a lot more female engagement on Facebook.
I would agree with that as well, too. But definitely YouTube's it's an underrated, and nobody's really talking about that quite as much, but you got to have great videographers and great content development.
Yes.
To be able to put it on there to survive. Yep. So that's one of the things that we highly invest in as well, too.
Awesome. Well, if people wanted to, do we still need a couple of minutes?
I told her to give us 3.
Okay, so
I got to stay a little bit longer.
Well, yeah, but I got like a million questions I could ask.
I'm all about it.
But I think that the biggest question is, when someone is a small business owner, I don't think most of them recognize how important the digital landscape is. So when you are counseling or coaching people on their digital marketing strategy, what type of investment do you tell them they need to be considering as far as, the percentage of what they're spending or making or whatever it is in order to get their digital presence where it needs to be?
So the whole matrix of that is I really want to coach a small business owner about how much time they're going to be able to put in, and they've got to be able to split out their time. Are they going to be providing content? So the amount that they're you could be able to get a really good return on investment, even if you're investing lowly, if you've got the right marketing team behind you. Because if you're producing and creating if your video and you're handling some of that, then you just need somebody who's coming in with strategy and content, long tail keywords, and working through some of those things. You need somebody that's going to understand the matrix of your business, your financial investments, and your time investments. So that's a big thing that I think a lot of marketing agencies, they're just like, here, this is my package, instead of building it around what does the person actually need.
Yeah.
And so we're scaling to go, where are you and what are you actually going to need? We have basic packages that are written out, but we're actually writing it to go along with the business owner, because if they've got content coming, it depends on whatever teams they've got. We really kind of blend in. We're their support team, and that's how we come in. So it's a little different.
Yeah, that's good. That makes sense.
But they have to be able to invest that time. Do they want to shoot their own content? For my people that are born in the 70s and 80s, they're not really wanting to be on video.
No, they're not.
They don't. So how do we do that? Because if I've got a team that's born, or I'm looking at somebody born in the 2000s, they definitely want to be on it. So it's a completely different scape of what we're going to get and what we're going to be able to put out.
I will tell you what I have found with a lot of people is it's not so much, because what we ask them to do is to hold like a camera in front of them and do something. But like if you can put a camera in front of them and ask them a question, They love answering questions.
Absolutely.
You know, but like most of the time, they don't think to bring in another person. They're like, oh, I've got to do this. I've got to say something into this thing, and I've got to come up with it, rather than going, could you just find a friend and be like, could you ask me some genuine questions, and then I'll answer them in front of the camera. Like, it's a really good strategy. I think some people are neglecting, because like a lot of times you get locked in your own, like, just drain of like, oh my gosh, I'm stupid. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm going to seem stupid on camera. But like, if someone's asking you a question specifically about what you do, you can appear intelligent rather quickly, because
you're the expert.
Yeah, because like you've been doing the thing for years.
Yeah,
and I don't know.
Just need the right team to frame you properly.
Absolutely.
And that understands who you are before they go to market.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah. So is there a favorite platform, like social media wise, that you're liking to promote guys on right now?
I personally love Instagram. That's for my own personal, but I see the biggest return on investment because people with money are on Facebook.
Yeah.
So we're going to make a lot of money on Facebook, a lot of money on Instagram. So if we're on Meta and Google, I see money.
Yeah. Do you see people getting any sort of return from moving over to Threads, because it's in that metaverse?
I have not seen enough. Now, is it all being pushed to it? Yes, because we're going to be able to.
There's a lot of attention there.
We want to get the attention there and still be able to catch. I have not seen a big of a kick in yet on the bottom financial line, because that's something we're talking to our clients about too, because I want to actually see in that feedback loop. We're not seeing as many people actually push out that I'm getting a lot from Threads yet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the same thing like with us, we started having the conversation when Elon took over X. He started pushing for a lot of people to go live on X.
Yep.
And it was like, okay, like we could spend a lot of energy and try and be early there, or we can wait and let a lot of people figure it out. And like, which one do we want to do?
Right.
And it was like, I think we erred on the side of let's wait and see, because like none of the stuff that we use really supports that.
You gotta know where your audience is.
And
really
we don't have any audience there. So, and it was like, do we want to build one there, or do we want to wait and see? And that was kind of where we landed, was we kind of want to wait and see.
Yeah.
Just because our audiences are good where we're at.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of things that man touches turns to gold.
No question.
Right? So I don't want to discount them out just yet, but I'd like to see where it's going to go as well.
Yeah. Well, if people want to get a hold of you, how do they find you?
We're at all of the marketing. Website, social media, everything. At all of the marketing.
At all of the marketing.
Yep.
So like, what's the website?
So, allofthemarketing.com.
All of the marketing. That's really good.
See what I did there? Yeah, I kind of know what I'm doing.
That's awesome.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
It's been a pleasure playing with you guys. Have a great day.
Absolutely. Have a good night. Enjoy the evening.
That's right. Well, all right.
So while we're waiting for the next guest to kind of get up, did you hear about the Bill Burr incident on the Jimmy Kimmel show?
No, I did not.
Listen, I have lost complete respect for the man.
For Bill Burr?
Bill Burr.
Really?
Yes.
What did he do?
So he went on a rant about the California fires.
Okay.
He lives in California.
Okay.
And Steve needs to get in on this. Are you sitting down to talk?
Yeah.
Come on.
All right, come on in.
You want to get in on this?
Oh God.
Because I know I know that you don't have any opinions.
Everybody should know our friend Steve.
Oh God.
If you don't,
I wonder how I'm going to do this. I didn't think this through with the hat.
Well,
sorry.
I just put it on. Oh yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
That'll work. That'll work.
There you go.
That works.
So I'll ask you: did you hear about the Bill Burr incident on the Jimmy Kimmel show? Do you know who Bill Burr is?
Yeah, I'm just
The comedian.
Yeah.
So he went on Jimmy Kimmel, and are you guys slightly familiar with the United Healthcare assassination?
Oh yeah.
So Bill Burr goes on Jimmy Kimmel, and he's doing his rant and rail about the California fires.
For sure.
And he goes, you know what? I think they did a good job managing the fires. And I'm like, okay, you live there. That's your opinion. That's fine. I don't care. He goes, I think they did a good job. I don't know if what you're talking about is managing the fire or preventing the fires. I assume you're talking about managing the fire, because
that's what you said.
Yeah.
So I'm going with that.
I'm going with that. I don't know that I agree with it, but
No,
anyway.
most people don't.
So then he says, all these people who's lost their homes had their insurance policies canceled. And he goes, and F those companies and free Luigi.
Free Luigi.
Free Luigi.
And I was like, all right, dude, I'm done. I'm done with you. I am done with you as a person. Like, I don't care if you think that United Healthcare is an evil corporation. I am never going to endorse murder. I'm never going to endorse the killing of any innocent life on the street, especially in a cowardly way when you shoot him in the back.
Right.
And that dude was a dad.
Yeah, he had a family.
And by the way, if I'm not mistaken, United Health has nothing to do with homeowner policies.
True.
Right.
True. Absolutely.
Right. And so, like, he's conflating two ideas. And so, like, I like Bill Burr. But, like, what a freaking moron.
Yeah.
To say such a stupid thing to a national television. And here's the scary part.
I'm just laughing. I'm just sitting back.
Make sure you get in.
The scary part is the audience laughed their asses off.
Did they really?
Yes.
No,
And they should have booed him off the stage.
Wait. Did they truly laugh, or was that a can laugh?
I don't
the guy
know.
hit the button and laughed, right?
Which one's worse?
I don't know.
Well,
that they told them to laugh and they did, or that they genuinely laughed at it.
You know, the thing of it is if there's a guy on the control board hits the laugh button,
all you got to do is
laughs,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right?
Right there.
Exactly, right? So
We have one.
You know, go to that. Which is worse?
Yeah.
Some guy on a control board
Trying to manipulate America into thinking that what he said was funny.
You know, this all goes back to and like Craig and I have talked about this multiple times. I said multiple times to the fact that we are getting to the point, and I think the worm has turned, right? But I think that we've gotten to the point in America where these news media types do what they want to do, say what they want to say without any consequence, and they ruin people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
And I've said, we're getting down to the point where somebody's going to show up at somebody's door one day, ding dong, guy's going to open up the door and go, remember me? You ruined my life. Bang.
Yeah.
Right? And
that's exactly what happened in this situation.
Kinda, yeah. And that's what I'm getting at is these people, these elites, I think that they have this feeling of, I'm untouchable.
Yeah.
I have so much money, I'm untouchable. And unfortunately, I never, ever, please don't ever think that I'm condoning what transpired. But I think that there's a subset of the society that's desperate, and they feel like that's it. I mean, think about all these people in the Carolinas where the hurricane went. Mm-hmm. They're living in tents.
Yes. Yep.
Right? FEMA comes in and says, I'm not paying you for anything, right? But if you sell us your land, I'll give you money and you can leave.
Yeah.
So people say no, and then when they walk away, FEMA calls Child Protective Services, and they go in and take their kids because kids shouldn't live in those conditions.
Yeah,
right.
That's ridiculous.
So that's what I'm saying is you're pigeonholing people into a corner where they feel they're desperate, right? And I would like to believe that guy, lost a family member or something dramatic to make somebody, switch go off in his head to do something like that. But I still don't condone it, right?
Yeah,
because it's a horrible thing.
Do you know anything about the kid that shot him?
Highly educated.
Yeah.
But I've never.
Here's what's weird about him is he comes from a multi-generational, multi-million-dollar family, and he disappeared for several months, and all of a sudden when he reappears, he shows up to shoot this guy. And they don't know, there was some medical treatments he was going under and things like that, so they think he became sort of antagonized through going through the medical care system, but they don't know. They haven't released the information. But to use Kevin's phrase, at the end of the day.
Well, if you had a drink, I'd make you drink.
Well, I said it, so I don't have to.
So let's call a spade a spade. When did health insurance companies be allowed to have exchange systems to control the drug price?
To control the what price?
Drugs.
Oh, the drug price?
Yeah, prescription prices.
I don't even know.
I would
United Healthcare is one of the biggest.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They are.
No, that actually has a sub company that nobody knows that they own controlling drug prices, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying is big gets bigger and it gets more ugly and it gets more encumbered, right? And it's just, it is what it is.
That doesn't take away from the ugliness of it. It doesn't mean that United Health doesn't have some stuff to answer for. I don't know that it's a firing squad. I'm certain that it's not a firing squad.
Well, and just go back to the fact that United Healthcare is not the only one.
No.
They all do.
Right.
Across the board.
Yeah. So, well, that's all fun.
I'm so glad you brought that up.
Do you feel better now?
No, because Bill Burr just needs to be like shut down. I mean, he went on there to promote some special, and I hope no one watches it. I really do, because
here I thought that we were going to have an Astro conversation since they re-signed Bergman.
We already had that though.
See, okay, I'm late to the party. I'm sorry.
Well, listen, I do want to tell everybody that, like, recently I called Steve because a friend of mine was going through some stuff that I had some questions about.
Okay.
I had a friend who's had a brand new home, less than a year old, and all of a sudden mold shows up throughout the entire house.
This is the one with the picture frame, right?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. And
I need some context because I don't know what you're talking about.
well, no, I hadn't told you about it.
Okay.
It's a friend of mine. It's a client of mine, and they called to let us know they were no longer living in the home.
Okay.
And I was like, dude, you just built this house like 14 months ago.
Right.
What's going on? He goes, we hadn't been able to figure out why our entire family's been sick for like the last year.
Wasn't the mom the worst?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. And what they ended up finding is they pulled a picture frame back, and the entire back of the frame and on the wall was nothing but mold.
Oh my goodness.
And what it was is they'd had a foam company come in and install what I assume is closed cell foam on the house without putting a send and return in the attic. And so they had closed cell foam on all the walls, and then closed cell foam on the ceiling in the attic. And then just basically created a giant igloo,
which is okay. It's okay to do that.
Yes.
I mean, multiple homes have that kind of thing.
If it's what, Steve?
Right. If you are actually conditioning the air on the inside of the house, because especially in our climate, very, very, very moist climate, right? So you have to get back to the point where you are drying that air back out, right? A lot of people do it with dehumidifiers, but your AC unit, your heater, is running that air back through that coil, so it's removing that moisture, right? And so you can't have anything not breathing at a time, right? So
right.
My assumption is that moisture was in the attic, and it permeated back down through the backside of the walls, is what we discussed, and that's why where the picture was sitting, the moisture is seeping through that because it doesn't have any ventilation whatsoever, and it's picking up that mold. And you've got to be careful. So I always go back to my baseball adage, right? At the end of when we're trade deadline, right? What do you go do? You go get pitching, and more pitching, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't have foam, you ventilate, right? Try to get as much heat out of the house because we are in a nasty hot climate.
Yeah.
Or flip the script and condition it. And I mean condition not by temperature, but condition by actually putting dry air in the environment completely. You got to dry that out, right? Because two human beings will create a ton of humidity just living.
Yeah, we're a bunch of mouth breathers.
Yeah, and this is what I've said for years and years and years, that and we didn't. I mean, people that have listened to the show know that you do insulation, but people that don't, or the first time, Steve does insulation. And what I will tell you is, I've been around Steve. I don't know what, two and a half years almost,
somewhere in there.
And what I learned early on from Steve is that nobody. I've talked to a lot of insulation guys. I've never found someone that knows insulation like Steve does.
I mean,
he researches it. He understands it. He lives it. He is not here to just insulate your home. He's here to take care of you. And so I'm going to tell you right now, if you need someone doing insulation, it doesn't matter if it's spray foam, and then you got to understand there's open cell, there's closed cell, there's all sorts of options, and then you've got blown in insulation, which most traditional homes have, fiberglass or cellulose or whatever it is. Nobody's going to give you better information than Steve. Call him. Take care. If you want to take care of your home and insulation, call Steve.
I tell everybody in the world, I'm the world's worst salesman. I'm a hell of an advocate, but I'm not a good salesman, right? Because I'm going to tell you if I come to your house becomes my house. How am I going to fix that?
Right. Yeah.
Good, better, best, right? And then you're big people, you make up your own mind, right? And that's the key, right? And that's what I'm like. Kevin and I were talking about earlier is I'm just blown away by the fact that we're supposed to have 20-degree weather in how many days, right? And how many of these people have not fixed their houses from the first 2 freezes?
No.
Right? Because I've looked at 2 houses this week that still don't have enough insulation in, and they've had new PEX put in. Well, PEX is more resistant to freeze.
It is.
But
it doesn't matter if it gets like
20 degrees.
Yeah.
It'll still freeze.
And God forbid if we lose power.
Oh, that's the problem.
Right?
That's the problem because, and on our grid, it's going to happen probably. and if you don't have insulation covering your pipes, look, here's what you can do. It's very simple. Get up to your attic with a flashlight and just shine it across the attic. And if you see pipes, call Steve.
I'll take that back one step further. If you go up in your attic and you shine your flashlight around in that attic and you see lumber on the floor of that attic, you're insulation deficient. Remember, most houses built 2 by 12 max.
Right.
Yeah. You're supposed to be 14 inches deep. You see lumber anywhere on that floor, you're deficient.
So, real quick, because we're getting the signal to kick you out of here.
Didn't take long.
No.
Most of the attics I go up into, there is no insulation over like garages and things like that. Is that okay? Or
so, I grew up in the Midwest, right? And the envelope of a house in the Midwest is exterior walls all the way around.
Okay.
In Texas, they cut the garage completely out. I had to listen to Bill Burr the whole first part of this. You got to give me just a minute.
Okay, fine. 1 minute, I'm counting.
1 minute. All right. Gotta love her. She's so great.
Sarah, Lone Star Appliance Repair, one of our sponsors. She can do what she wants.
Yep. She's the best. Yeah. But so they cut that out, right? Because it's cheaper to build.
Sure. Okay, that's what I was wondering. Yeah.
So the interior wall to the garage is insulated, but above is not. Always remember, and I had this conversation with somebody, and they wanted to warm up their attic, and I'm like, it's not the way that works here, right? Because we're ventilating, trying to get the heat out, right? So you add more insulation, it's going to affect below, not above, right?
Yeah, and that's,
I got you. Okay.
And again, if you don't know what you're talking about whenever it comes to insulation, most people, call Steve.
Yeah. If you didn't understand the last 30 seconds, you've clearly never been in your attic.
Get up there. There's no reason not to get up there. Peek up there.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do. To get up into your attic and see what's up there. It's very, very important.
Or hire us, and we'll come walk around it and charge you.
There you go.
Or you can call me, and I'll come out and do it for free.
Do a free
we
estimate.
get free estimates all the time.
There you go.
Because the thing, at the end of the day, I always believe customer service is everything, right? I want my customers when I leave to be my friend.
Yeah.
Right. And so I go out and I coach people. I tell people all the time what should not be. You hire me, great. If you don't, I understand.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure when I leave that you've been educated. And that's the part of the job that I enjoy the most.
Yeah, so for all those lonely homeowners out there looking for a new friend, how they get a hold of you, bud?
So, victoryinsulation.com, or you can contact us at 832-693-8115. And we'd be happy to take care of you.
Awesome. Yep. Awesome company,
Very
guys.
good.
Give them a call.
That's right.
Thank you, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
Here, I was all prepared for a baseball conversation. I ended up with Bill Burr.
Bill Burr. That's right. We didn't talk about old Bob.
Nope.
One of these times we'll talk about Bob. All right. What about Bob?
What about Bob?
I don't know.
Terrible movie.
Terrible movie. Well, all right.
Oh. Got a
we
full-on
go.
Texas helmet just slammed down.
Yeah. That's right.
Hey, real quick, guys, if you want to jump in the comments, that's how we're actually giving these away tonight. If you want to jump in the comments, just leave a comment, and you're at the event. We're going to give you one of these tonight. We're going to, if we have too many comments, we're going to, we have two.
We have two.
So,
let's have more.
More than two comments would be great.
Right.
But leave a comment and we'll come find you and give you one of these. This is an incredible cleaning product for your toilet. Crazy clean. The toilet treatment that lasts forever.
And it's true.
It is.
It is such a good product, y'all. We did a whole episode on it a couple episodes ago, and you should check it out.
Hey, man, what's going on?
Not much, bro.
Mr. Juggernaut.
That's right.
So let everybody know who you are. Have you done this before?
No.
I was fixing to say, I don't think you've been on. Like, we've known each other for a long time.
Yeah.
All right. Come on.
I just sit in the background and hang out, stare at people.
I didn't know you had a bike. What'd you ride up here tonight?
A Triumph Speed Triple.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
A little different. I've ridden Harleys, Hayabusas. I've basically ridden everything under the sun. And
Is it difficult with a helmet to not let your glorious Thor hair just whip in the wind?
that's until it gets tangled. And then I got to get the brush out.
You got to get the brush out.
You got to spend 10 minutes brushing it.
I hear you. I feel you.
I can feel it right in the beard.
Oh, man.
And that beard gets
It gets a little tangled, and then it hurts.
Oh, yeah.
Just got to braid that thing.
I've thought about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, not long.
How much money would it take for you to do that for like the show?
Dude, I'd do it. I would do it for nothing.
Okay.
Like you forget who I am, man. Like I've lived my life doing things to make people laugh. So
if we had some gals come over tonight and just braid it while we're alive on the air, you'd be fine with that?
Sure.
Sweet.
I couldn't care less.
That's right. So my buddy's got a beard kind of like his, but he takes a straightener.
Oh, yeah.
Straightens
I've got a
it and
straightener.
Cuts it straight across.
Oh, I don't do that.
And but he goes to these competitions.
Okay.
So he'll go out. He's been sponsored. He gets stuff from these people and
Nice.
tries it out, and he'll send it to me and try it out too.
Just scoot up a little bit. I can't hear you.
Probably talking too low too.
Just get up on that microphone.
Get on.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
No. Scott Williams, Juggernaut Payment Processing, local, hands-on. I really pride myself on being a true Texan. I've lived in the Houston area for about 40 years.
Wow.
So yeah, I was here before the Beltway 8 was finished.
Oh wow.
Jeez.
And now people are racing around it.
Damn, dude. You have no idea. So when I ride, I do not go past Beltway 8.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, you mean like heading south?
yeah. I do not go past Beltway.
I don't
8.
blame you.
It's horrible.
Listen, I don't like to go like south of 1488 these days, man.
Oh, it's crazy. Life's
And
crazy out there.
1488 is enough of a nightmare. I don't even want to go.
I stay away from it right now with the construction.
Yeah.
Dude, it took, I think, 45 minutes one day to go from 45 down to Magnolia one day.
Oh yeah, and we're on it. We're here.
Yeah.
We're on 1480 right now.
It's horrible. I hate it.
Made poor life choices.
That's
okay.
right.
But
It is what it is.
I think started doing this 3 years ago when I first met you. And yeah, I've never been on the show.
That's crazy, man.
Payment processing. So tell me about, like, that sounds boring.
It is.
So tell me more.
I like to kind of explain it. Every time you swipe a card, there's a guy in the middle making money off of it.
Okay.
That's
And
you.
That's what I do. I
Okay.
broker it. I broker those deals.
Well, what I've seen you do online is you're like unpacking these new systems that I guess are for like restaurants and retailers and different things like that.
Yep.
So like there are certain ones that people are, seeing when they walk in, and I'm trying to think of like is mint one of them?
There's toast.
Toast?
Toast and cake. Square.
Square, obviously.
Square is like a big one,
Yeah.
or it was a big one for a long time.
It still is.
It still is, yeah.
What should people understand when they're shopping about where their money's going, I guess, when they see those? Because I know you have some issues with some of them, and I don't know if you can like name them outright. But
So my biggest thing is these businesses that they say they're local and they support local, but you see them using Square and Toast. When you use Square,
you're talking about like businesses that exist locally, but then
yeah.
they're using Square and Toast
Yeah.
services. Okay, I got you.
yeah, that's because anywhere from 3 to 5% of your income or your revenue is going to San Francisco, it's going to Boston, it's going to Chicago, it's going to Milwaukee. It
Okay.
ain't staying here. And that's a lot of money in the local environment. When
For sure.
I mean, you're talking millions upon millions of dollars leaving this area just for using credit cards and using that point of sale system.
And what are those processing fees? I'm guessing. I mean,
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, they can range. Normally people, when they see Square, every time they use that card, you're talking 2.5% to 3.5%. Every time you're using that card. It just kind of depends on how they're using the card for that business. And that's revenue taken away from the merchant.
yes.
The customer never sees that. The merchant does.
Yeah. So the merchant basically they're charging a certain amount. They have to take that 3.5% off of what they're profiting, not necessarily profiting, but netting
Yeah.
from that, and then they have to divvy it up from there.
Yeah.
And what are my other options, though?
PayPal. No.
Well, PayPal's 2.99%, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not any better.
No.
Really?
And then also you have to worry about their terms and conditions.
Sure.
So they're under these payment processors like Square, Stripe. They're not risk tolerant. That means anything that comes out of their risk or their risk tolerance, they'll kick them out of the system, and they don't have to let you know about it. They can just do it whenever they want to.
Okay.
Having a bad Friday and
Yeah, too many chargebacks. One, that's a big one. That's usually the biggest one. Or they're in a business vertical that they don't align with. Like Stripe just came out with like 32 different verticals that they won't work with, like any type of coaching, creators, anything like that, they want them gone.
what do you mean by creators? Like online personality kind of like us?
Kind of a little
Okay.
bit, yeah. Like if you're going to sell a product,
Oh.
yeah.
So but you have other companies like Etsy and YouTube and Facebook, it seems like, that are kind of setting up their own like payment processing.
Kind of similar, yeah.
Yeah.
But they're always using some back end sort of deal.
Is that what it is? Who's the back end on those kinds of things? Or
A
do you
big
know?
one is Stripe.
Really?
Like Jobber, like you can use, I think it's Jobber, Service Titan, things like that. They're all using Stripe.
A lot of CRMs use Stripe because it's integrated into their system. Stripe has done a great job of infiltrating those CRMs.
Yes.
Yeah, and
But
make it super easy.
I mean, like that doesn't seem like it's much better than what QuickBooks does, honestly.
No, but there's ways around QuickBooks.
Okay. Like what?
So I have a product called Biller Genie.
Biller Genie?
Biller Genie, yeah. So it basically puts another level onto QuickBooks, but you do everything regular in QuickBooks, like you're building a regular invoice, but you just save and continue, and it grabs a hold of it, bypassing their processing to where you can still do ACH, you can still do credit card, but you can pass the fees on. You can put late payments on them. You can do scheduled payments. You can chop up payments.
Yeah.
So it just adds another level, and so it had that type of convenience is worth. It's just $25.
Yeah, and I know
a month.
that winds up becoming a little bit tricky whenever you're, adding. I've done a little bit of research into this where someone says, hey, I want to pay with a credit card, and you add that price, like that fee to them.
Yeah.
There's like some legal things you have to work through with that, right?
The legality comes with surcharging. So surcharging, dual pricing is two totally different animals. Surcharging is basically you're telling them, hey, you're going to use this credit card, we're going to make you use this credit card, and you're going to pay the fee. So that can't be over 3%.
Okay.
Now, dual pricing is where you give them options, so they can do credit card, or they can do ACH, or cash, or whatever they also want to do. And you can pass on a little bit heavier fee onto that, but it gives them options.
Okay.
But that heavier fee makes sure you're covering everything.
Okay.
That 3% might not cover everything.
Sure. No, that makes sense.
But yeah, the legality comes with the surcharging.
Right. So when someone wants to use that product, do they pay a certain fee for that, or is that something that just is drawn off of what gets processed? Like, how do they?
Oh, you're talking about the software itself?
Yeah.
No, the software is a separate fee.
It's a separate fee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we got to take care of the processing fees themselves, take care of the credit card companies and all the back end stuff that's happening on the processing side.
Sure.
So the software is a separate fee.
So is there a threshold where someone needs to be in order for some of those processors to make sense?
With Square, if they're using Square, use about $10,000 is where they really start to see
Per month
is when they start to see the increase in savings. Things like Biller Genie, we're taking off QuickBooks, probably around 20.
Okay.
20 is when you're going to start to see it.
Okay.
And so what's the percentage on the Biller Genie?
So to talk about the processing fees?
Yeah.
Well, if you're passing on the fees, it's nothing. You're just going to pay for the software.
Okay.
So it really depends. So there's kind of different levels to it, but I offer two different pricing structures, which is the dual pricing and then the Interchange Plus. The Interchange Plus is basically the cost of doing business with credit card companies, and the Plus is the markup that I get.
Right.
So that's really just the two options that you have. And so the interchange can be just a fluctuating, whatever card you're using is going to fluctuate.
Yeah. Yeah, and so I pulled this up I pulled up my personal QuickBooks that we use for a company, and for ACH it's 1%, and caps at 20, and then regular cards and Apple Pay is 2.8% plus a 25 cent per transaction fee, and then PayPal and Venmo is 2.9 plus a 25-cent per transaction fee. And I'm just curious, like, where it kind of falls in that.
So the average interchange, so that's kind of on the higher end.
Yeah.
So if you're using a crap ton of Visas, so Visa has a lower interchange rate. So you can actually...
Which is predominantly what we use, is
Yeah.
a crap ton of Visas.
So you can actually lower that if you know Visa's 70% of the market.
Uh-huh.
So you can definitely get it lower. And it also depends on the markup itself as well. But normally you can kind of know where you're going to be at with the interchange and the markup.
Yeah. Okay.
I can usually get it, I've had it down to like the lowest in person, I've had it down to 1.2.
Wow, that's pretty low.
Yeah.
Considering ACH is 1 most of the time.
Yeah. I mean, but like most people don't do that.
No, no.
You know. So like, let me
especially whenever it's like what you do, where it's a recurring. You know, it's easy whenever it's a lower amount. Just here's my credit card.
Yeah. So I'm curious on the inverse side of that. Like, what are we at? How much? Huh? We're done? I got one more question.
She's cutting us off.
So on the inverse side of that, there's a lot of credit cards out there that provide people with benefits, like whether it be like air miles or cash back. So like you, as a guy that kind of understands the system, what kind of card is the best one that you think for people to be using on these kinds of transactions to get the most bang for their buck?
I mean, it depends on what you're going to use it for.
Sure.
So, I mean,
if you're traveling, like something that gives you air miles, but like...
Yeah, like the United card is great.
Right. Yeah, but sometimes you get more for buying groceries or for buying gas or all transactions, right?
So it's kind of hard because they're all different, and it's really good depending on what you're going to use it for.
I mean, some people are out there with 4 different credit cards, and they only use this one for gas, they only use this one for restaurants, they only use this one for for groceries,
right?
And this one's for all transactions other than that, right? I mean, that happens a lot.
So I asked that because, like, I had my sister-in-law at the house the other night, and she's like, "Look, you need to get this Hilton Visa because, like, we travel a lot and we get to stay at these like 4 or 5-star Ritz-Carltons for free, pretty much all the time because this is the credit card we use for our business." And I'm like, okay, but like I don't want to stay at Ritz-Carlton.
And you don't travel.
And I don't travel. I mean, like I don't travel like that.
No, when you're going to travel, you're going to go to Arkansas and stay in an Airbnb. That's different.
So, I mean, it really depends on what you're going to use it for.
Yeah.
If you are going to stay at the Hilton, those Hilton credit cards are the best. You can fly United, use the United card.
Yeah. Okay,
you're going to get the best deals out.
Figure out the thing that you're doing that's going to give you the most benefit.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. So, like, I know, like, you can set up businesses and restaurants with a new system, and if people are looking for that kind of stuff, how do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, best way is to call or email.
You got the number right there on the hoodie.
Everything right there. Yep. 409. That is a Houston number. That is an old school Houston.
Old school 409.
409. That is old school.
I didn't even know that was a Houston number.
Yeah, it was. Is it South Houston? South Houston.
And you're on social and website?
Juggernaut Payment Processing.
Okay.
Only one out there.
All right. Cool, man. Thank you for sitting down with us. It's good to finally get you on.
I know, right? It's been a minute.
All right.
Dude, have a good night. Enjoy yourself. It looks like it's happening.
It is happening. Things are happening. We got more guests?
According to Sarah, she was giving me the stink eye.
Giving the eye.
You got gloves.
Yeah, he forgot his glove. The glove. All right, man.
Dude, so did you see Eric G's post about the hydrants in California?
No, I missed that.
No?
Was that today?
No, it was a few days ago.
Okay.
Because so many people were talking about the fire hydrants in California.
Right.
Are you guys both sitting down? Yes.
Right. Come on in.
Come on in. I'm talking conspiracy theories with Kevin. It's fine. Just
it's normal conversation.
Adjust yourselves.
That's right.
So he was, a lot of people were saying, like, why can't we get the water to the fire?
Right.
Why can't we get the water to the fire? And so Eric, and for those of you that haven't been paying attention, like, we posted the link to David Applebaum's GoFundMe. He lost his entire home in the Palisades. Super cool guy. He's been on the show, an architect there. I mean, he posted today that he's having the office out of a car dealership.
Right.
Like, dude lost everything.
Everything.
And so, like, if you go find our socials, you can find the link to David Applebaum's GoFundMe. You know, if you can send him something that's great. We had somebody comment back, it's like, I'm only giving to people in North Carolina. God bless you.
Whatever.
Give to the people in North Carolina.
Yeah, do what you want.
But like, if you want to give to David because we love him and we want to make sure that he gets taken care of. But anyway, what Eric was saying is like, look, if you don't understand the physics of how water works, you're not going to understand what the problem is in California right now. Is like, as each house burns down, all of those water pipes begin to get exposed, which lowers the water pressure continuously throughout the entire area.
Okay.
And so it means that, like, you're not going to have the water pressure at the hydrants that you need in order to, like, start putting the fires out. And so it's not a conspiracy theory, and it's not like, we were too lazy to, like, have a plan to go get helicopters and planes and dip water out of the ocean. It's like, we didn't expect all the houses to burn down,
right,
and all the water pipes to be exposed,
right,
to lower the water pressure for the entire county.
The problem isn't the water, y'all. It's the forest problem.
It's the forest problem.
Okay.
This is the thing. Like, this is the thing we keep coming back to, is that, like, if you had a government that was managing the wildlife the way it should have been managed, this would have never been an issue in the first place.
But whenever you're out there, okay. I just filtered myself for a minute. But I'm about to unfilter. When you got a bunch of people just hugging those trees, making sure that you don't do anything with them, then you're going to have this problem.
Yes, to a certain degree, I 100% agree with you. But like, when you keep voting in the same morons,
that's what I'm talking about. Like, you're bringing in people that go, no, we can't touch this problem. They don't even acknowledge it as a problem, and yet, at what point are you going to look at the society that you're living in and going, look, you're the problem?
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say.
I got into a fight online about this today. I don't usually get in fights online, but this guy was
You
a
normally
moron.
don't?
He was like, it was designed to burn. I was like, it was not designed to burn. It was designed to be managed.
Right.
It was designed to be managed. And
right.
It's like, for thousands of years, the people that were here long before us knew that if you did a controlled burn, you wouldn't have a wild burn,
right,
that would kill everyone.
Right. And it happened for years. Even whenever we were young, they were doing controlled burns.
Yes.
And then at some point along the line, they decided, "What the heck with that?
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that anymore."
Yeah.
And this is a result.
Yeah. What was the reason? Oh, hang on. Sorry, I got you turned down. Go ahead.
So anyway, what was the reason for them to not do the controlled burns? Like, why did they?
Oh, that's a political question.
Well, I will tell you what I've heard that the reasons are is that it displaces wildlife.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like, I'm sorry, like, wildlife is used to being displaced. Like, there's bears in California that chase wildlife all over. All those animals that it tries to eat are displaced.
Yeah.
Either in its stomach or down the road when it got away.
Well, in all natural disaster things, whether it's disaster or not, whether it's rain, fire, earthquakes, whatever, they run away from that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I was about to say they can move around.
Yes. Well, they're
you don't
allowed
have to control burn everything at the same time.
Right.
No, you don't. But they won't do it. That's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, look, I'm running up against this problem on my own property right now. I was telling my wife the other day, I've got to buy this industrial rake for the backside of my four-wheeler. That it's like a 40-inch rake that's got a 2-inch hitch on the back, so I can attach it to my four-wheeler and pull out all of the pine needles that have been accumulating over the last 10 years.
I mean, you have to.
I have to.
You have to have this thing.
Listen, it's only like $250. I mean, like,
what?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you have it yet?
Because like it takes, you got to massage these things, Kevin.
Oh,
this is how marriages last.
You don't operate under the "you're welcome" type of marriage.
I'm not as happy that way.
Yeah, I believe that's true.
All right, so you guys have never been on the show before. Let everybody know who you are.
I'm Brian. This is my wife, Shay. We're with Jet Clean Pressure Washing in Conroe, Texas.
All right, cool. And like, what? I know this is kind of like a new venture, but like, what led you to get into this thing?
Well, one day we were just talking about starting a business, and
That's crazy people do.
Yeah, as crazy people do. Getting tired of our 9-to-5 jobs, and so we thought about pest control first.
And I said, absolutely not.
Yeah. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't like that either.
Yeah.
You know?
Mainly because he doesn't like spiders.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's a problem.
Yeah, that becomes.
Listen,
You don't have to like spiders in order to be a pest control person, but you have to tolerate them.
Yeah, I can't tolerate it.
if you don't like them, that could actually be a passion. Like you can inspire some people when you show up on their property.
Yeah.
No, it would be the opposite. It would be the opposite. No.
They say the word spiders, and I just start cracking my knuckles.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Here we go.
Here we go. I've
Right.
been waiting my whole life for this.
Right. That could be a good name of a business, right? Like the Spider Assassin or something, right? Like you might get far.
It's
in
a
life
picture
with
of
that.
me going on my truck.
That's right.
Like as a pest control business owner, one of the things I've thought about is trying to buy the rights to John Goodman's face.
Oh,
Just so I can use that from arachnophobia.
Oh,
yes.
Don't remind me of that movie. That movie.
Yeah.
The worst thing.
And this is why you don't need to buy a pest control business.
That's
Yes.
part of the reason. Yeah, I thought about that movie, and I was like, you know what? Pressure washing.
It's pressure washing. You
Pressure
can
washing.
knock those spider webs down from a distance.
From a distance.
And then I just drown. Like, as soon as the spider falls on the ground, I'm just from an inch away with the pressure washer.
Right. They can't survive that.
Yeah, they're not
Trust
gonna.
me. They can't. They can't survive that.
I really
know
want to
from
tell my Black
experience
Widow
they
story right now, just to kind of freak you out. But I won't do it. I won't do it.
Oh, no, go ahead. I'll listen to it.
Oh, no, we chase him around our house with spiders.
Yeah, my kids laugh at me.
I think in the next networking meeting, I'm going to bring you a plush.
Nice. I mean,
But don't tell me, just kind of just leave it in your seat. Put it up on the
Here you go.
dude, I've got some lights on the top of the columns that are on the entrance of my driveway. As a lot of people do, right? And so I changed out the bulbs in them for Christmas to be green. And so I took the top off of one of them to change the bulb. There's a Black Widow in the top of one of them. And I was like, hi. You're gonna die. You're gonna die. So,
Well, and so with the pressure washing, are you guys doing heated applications? Are you doing driveways?
So it's mostly residential. We'll do commercial too, but it's mostly driveways. We're doing soft washing on houses.
Okay.
Roofs.
Okay,
Yeah. Wooden decks, fences, any of that kind of stuff. So pool pads or whatever.
man, pools are one of those places where you don't realize how because of the water, you don't realize how much sludge builds up and it gets slick.
Yep.
And so you need to get that stuff off.
Yep.
People die.
People have died.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know that you guys kind of come up against the weekend warrior.
Yes.
Because people can go buy a pressure washer at Home Depot or Lowe's or Ace or any of those.
Well, now Ryobi has those attachments that are this big around, and you can do
the
your
little
driveway.
surface cleaner
Yeah.
things.
Well, they even have the handheld 18-volt ones.
Yeah.
They don't do anything.
I talked to a lady
No.
the other day. I was bidding a job, and she was talking about how she spent 2 days on her driveway because she just had the little wand, and it was I think it was a Ryobi.
Yeah.
And she just did it for 2 days straight. And I'm like, for $200, she could have called me, and I went out there and knocked it out.
Well,
An hour.
And what most people don't recognize is that professional power washers, they don't just get out there with water.
Yeah,
You've got solutions that you can degrease that stuff and break it up to where it's just easy to just wash away.
Yeah, and it doesn't. A lot of people don't realize that it leaves lines when you don't use. We use SH, sodium hypochlorite.
Okay.
But
Acid, right?
No, it's a bleach.
Yeah.
It's a bleach.
It's basically pool bleach, but we dilute it down. So when you do the driveway, if you're not using that and you're just using a wand on the whole thing, I went out there and you could see little lines all down her driveway. And she's like, oh, it didn't look like that when I was done. And I was like, well,
It does now.
You have to post-treat it or pre-treat it with SH. And that way it kind of kills, it gets in and kills all that organic stuff. And then you run over it with the surface cleaner.
It's like washing the dishes. Some things just need to soak before you scrub them.
Not to mention, you
Nice
do it that
analogy.
way, and then it's going to stay clean for 6 months to a year,
Yeah.
and it's going to look great. But people want to save money, and you're still using. I don't know how much it is to rent a pressure washer from Home Depot. I haven't
no
rented
idea.
one
I
in
have no
forever.
idea.
But still, you're spending that money. You're using that.
Listen, by the time you get done actually loading it up and getting it home, a guy like you could have already been done with the project.
Yeah.
I mean, I've used their rental programs for like heavy equipment, which is about the only thing I think they're worth renting for.
Yeah.
I mean, because you don't want to pay like $60,000 for a skid steer.
Yeah, but that's one of the things. It's like you get it for 4 hours. It's like, well, I took 2 hours just getting it back and forth from your store. I got 2 hours to do this 8-hour job. Are you kidding me?
There should be. Listen, if you're listening at home, there should be a grace period.
Absolutely.
Like there should be
Of like 2 days.
That oh crap time of like, oh, this is going to take way longer than I thought.
Absolutely.
This thing isn't very powerful.
No.
Yeah. I don't want to take any of their time, but before I forget, I want to mention, have you seen the handheld Ditch Witch that they came out with?
No.
So that's a thing.
What?
Ditch
That
Witch?
sounds completely dangerous.
Do you know what a Ditch Witch is?
No.
So it's like the tool. It's like a tractor, but it's a giant. I mean, like
Saw.
Like a saw. It
Oh,
just,
I know what
makes
it-
like
I
a
know what
hole
you're talking
that digs
behind.
a trench.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they came out with a handheld one.
That sounds like you're going to take off a foot.
That's what I saw when I looked at it, and I was like, okay, but that thing's actually eating
No,
some
you're
ground.
thinking of the foot winch.
The foot winch. Oh, no. I met the foot winch one time. Completely different person.
Okay,
He wandered into the wrong part of New Orleans.
That was different. That's a whole story. Yeah.
we don't have time for that.
No, we don't. Nobody wants to know.
They really frown on voodoo on YouTube.
So I found out. I've learned.
Well, so like with the roofs, I mean, like one of the things I've always been curious about with roofs is she's giving me we got 1 minute. With the roofs, I've heard about like a soft wash on the roofs to just get like the mildew and stuff off. Like, is that something where people, if they don't know what they're doing, can really damage their roof?
So, yeah, I mean, it's not so much the roof. It's more like around the house. So if you go out there and you're just spraying a ton of bleach on someone's roof and then it's running down on their plants, it's running down on their yard, I mean, you're going to burn a line around the house.
Yeah.
Or whatever, is underneath.
So you're killing all of those plants that's on
Yeah, and then you get to hire a landscaper.
Yeah. Or you get to, I mean, your grass is going to have to regrow for a year, to look good.
New sod.
So that's the main concern. I mean, a roof is almost like, it's asphalt shingles most of the time. So you could put a lot of bleach on it without really damaging a roof. And it'll just basically kill the mildew and you can rinse it off.
Yeah.
But you just have to be really careful. You have to have someone with you that's going to rinse around the house and just make sure that you're not damaging anything else.
Is that something where like you could almost have like a catch basin at the gutters or something like that? Or
You could, yeah. I mean, basically what I would do is I'd just rinse, like I usually have my son with me. He'll, he can rinse the grass. Whatever portion that you're doing, if it's running down, you just have them. I mean, as long as it's getting diluted down constantly, then it's not going to hurt anything.
Yeah.
I mean, we spray pretty heavy bleach on a driveway or whatever, but as long as you're not spraying it directly on the grass and it's not wet, then you'll probably be fine. You just you always have to dilute as you're going.
Awesome.
Makes sense.
Well, if people want to get a hold of you, how they find you?
Well, we have a website. It's jetcleanpressurewashing.net, and then Facebook is Jet Clean LLC.
No, it's still Jet Clean Pressure Washing.
Okay. And then Instagram is
Jet Clean Pressure Washing.
There you go.
I should know these things.
We have the brain. We have the brain and the brawn here. I'll let you decide who's what.
I'll just sit here quietly.
No.
You can tell who handles the social media
That's right.
and internet side of things.
Well, listen, when you guys step away, go on the feed and comment so you guys have a chance to win one of these.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So these things are super awesome.
So-
Kevin and I have had them both in our toilets for like 3 months now, and I haven't had to clean my toilets.
So we have hard water, and
We do too.
we have the rings.
Yeah,
that
we do
pop
too.
up.
That's what this fixes.
It takes it away, man. Like
This is what our son needs for his bathroom.
Yeah, we live on a well, and the water's great, but it's super hard, and this just takes away the hardness and takes the scaling away. It's awesome.
And like even if you get the ring, like what we've seen is that like if the ring shows up, you just take a brush and it just pops off.
Oh, wow.
that's
Like
cool.
no chemicals needed to get it off or anything like that.
I like that.
My aunt from Florida like messaged me today and she's like, I've been seeing the stuff you guys have been posting, like how do I get that thing? And it's like, go to the website or show up to the networking event and possibly win one.
That's it. That's
Awesome.
it.
I like
Yeah, I'm
that.
definitely
Yeah,
gonna check
so
it out.
we're giving 2 of these away tonight. So
That's it.
Perfect.
yeah,
Awesome.
so jump on there and just drop a comment when you guys will get in the running.
Yo.
So
Awesome,
thank
guys.
you guys for jumping on.
All right, yeah.
Glad to visit with
Good
you.
job.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. It's starting to get a little chilly.
It's getting a little nippy.
It feels good though.
It does. It still feels good.
Yeah.
Feeling lively.
Yeah. Yeah, we're good out here. Do we have someone else showing up here?
I think David's fixing to sit down.
All right, David. Come on in. Yeah, always.
Hey, Kyle. I didn't want to tell you. Like, you might want to talk to Sarah. Like, you dropped to number 8.
Man, most people only drop a number 2. I don't know what a number 8 is.
Look, you're
I
still
don't
in the
wanna
top
know.
10.
Wow.
You're still in the top 10. Number 8.
Top 10, yeah. I guess that makes me
Top
number
10,
7.
Look, we've done 310 episodes now. Top 10 ain't bad.
No, it's not bad at all.
But
I'm not a top 10 guy.
is it,
Well,
I'm a
No
numero
number 1?
uno right here.
look, we got to schedule another one then.
I'm getting on your schedule.
man, we learned a lot on that episode.
Oh, we did learn a lot.
I'll just
on
say.
that. Like, look, anytime you can have like a real estate agent and a broker,
It's perfect.
it's a good episode.
Yeah, match made
So,
in heaven.
Yeah, but like the one where you talked about like what we learned as first-time home buyers,
Oh, yeah.
that beat them out.
Of course it did. Well, because we're always going to
Oh,
win.
man, I was a first-time home buyer in 2000.
In 2000. Wow. I'm trying to think what was happening in 2000.
You were graduating.
No, well, high school.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I'd been out of high school 13 years at that point.
No, we were already in college at that point, Craig.
Dude, I saw your buddy Kevin Gillespie
Yeah.
reuniting with some of his Bravo top chefs the other day.
Really?
Yeah. He was getting together with Izzard and Voltaggio. They were
Brian
doing,
or Michael?
Brian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to work with Brian and Michael at Areola in New York City.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So my wife actually got to go eat at Volt.
Oh, really? In Baltimore?
Yeah, in Baltimore. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was just there, gosh, like right after Christmas.
2 weeks ago.
I mean, that's not when she went, but it was several years ago. But like that was like the highlight of her year when she went.
I was the oldest line cook in the kitchen when I was there back in 2001
Wait, where were you at?
at Areola.
Areola.
I actually worked with Brian and Michael Voltaggio there.
Okay.
Yeah. Brian was.
This is why I love having David on, man. Like he's a former chef. He loves talking food.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Brian was our saucier at the time, and Michael was. He was doing an externship, I think. He was at the Culinary Institute.
Oh, both brothers were there at the same
Both
time?
brothers were there at the
That's
same
crazy.
time. And, the chef owner was Charlie Palmer, who's at the time was one of the top 5 chefs in the country.
Yeah.
And, he's got Areola in New York, and not just New York, but in Vegas. And they've got the Wine Angels. They go up and down the Wine Tower. And,
Yeah.
He's got Dry Creek Kitchen out in Healdsburg, California, which he was actually in the process of opening when I worked for him. So, so fun times in the restaurant industry, man.
All right, so I want to talk about what you do, but I'm also I'm trying to get a chef on the show.
Okay.
And Tris just shut down.
Awesome, yeah.
Yeah. What do you know anything about that?
From what I gather and what I've heard and read,
I mean, I have a little bit of inside knowledge, but like
he turned in his resignation New Year's Eve after service, effective
This is
immediately.
Austin Simmons that we're talking about.
Austin
Yeah.
Simmons, and he came out with a statement like 4 or 5 days later, stating why he did it, and it wasn't because he was unhappy with the food and everything. He was a partner, in the restaurant group there. But the restaurant group that kind of, from my understanding, kind of owned his restaurant group, they also owned the building, and the building was in such disrepair that he was sinking so much money into the repairs that they weren't fixing that it just became unsustainable.
Yeah, it seemed like it was like a lot of post-flood stuff that they just never addressed.
When you're trying to deal with mold issues and
And trying to feed people.
And trying to feed people, and you've got equipment issues which is
kind of like, and I'm not saying he was being like unethical or anything like that, but it's kind of a sneaky way of saying like, hey everybody, that area of the Woodlands is probably not a safe place to be hanging out because of all the mold issues and all the you know what I mean?
It's one of those things that if you address it immediately,
it's easier
to fix, and you can get it done, and you can continue on with business. Yes, you're going to have a capital outlay, to begin with, but it's going to be more than worth it in the long run because, you're going to be able to sustain the business. But if you're not, every business owner knows that, you've got overhead and you've got expenses, and one of those expenses is going to be for repairs and maintenance and stuff like that.
100%.
That's just the nature of doing business.
Yeah.
And when you're not addressing those and they become more and more, those repairs and expenses become even bigger, and then it becomes a much more much larger capital outlay. And,
right.
Some people just don't want to do it.
Yeah. Well, I hope he lands somewhere. I know he's got his beef venture that he's
got this beef venture that I'm really excited about.
We've reached out to him. I hope he comes on the show. I want to talk to him about it because I've been in very, very amateur ways in beef production over the years, just because that's like my family background.
Yeah.
And good beef production and he's talking about getting into Wagyu and on the United States side.
Well, I'm just hoping that the Wagyu that he's doing here is true Wagyu.
Sure, yeah.
You walk into HEB and they label that stuff Wagyu. to me, that's upper level prime.
Yeah.
That's not.
I mean, for you though, does it have to be from Japan in order to be?
No.
Okay.
No.
The process.
The original processors of Wagyu in the United States is Snake River Farms out of Idaho, I want to say. I think it's Idaho. They were the original ones back in the early 2000s that started producing Wagyu in the same style that the Japanese do, and it was a phenomenal product.
Right.
Yeah. And you can find it. I know there's a place off Rayford Road, Creekstone Home and Outdoor or something like that, has frozen Snake River Farms Wagyu that they sell. So,
sorry, this is my aunt.
Oh,
love you. And his mom right behind me. Yeah, awesome.
I'm fixing to buy out the dude that has the clean stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
You are.
Yeah.
He's so awesome.
I have a couple multi-million-dollar homes that I take care of, and I go buy this.
Oh.
And they'll buy it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Oh yeah.
All right, Steve. All right, Steve.
So what are we talking about tonight other than food?
Is there any other conversation?
We were having a conversation. You told me you had something you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, well, as you know, I own Space City Payments, and one of the things that we do is consumer financing. We give contractors, people in the trades, auto repair shops, jewelry stores, furniture stores, anybody with an average ticket of like $500 or more that needs to offer financing. We give them the ability to offer that financing, and I've got a new program right now that's, it's one application for the customer. Access to 40 different lenders with one application. Loans from $500 to $100,000, terms up to 144 months. That's 12 years. Of course, depending on somebody's credit and all that.
Yeah.
Interest rate for the customer can be as low as 5.99% if they have great credit, and it goes up from there based on their credit score, their debt to income ratio, that sort of thing. And we do both secured and unsecured loans. The great thing about the program is that there's no annual fee, no monthly fee to the merchant that's offering it. It's just a 4% dealer fee on every funded loan.
Right.
And that's funded loan, and it's a soft pull on the customer until they actually accept an offer, and then the lender will do a hard pull.
What do you mean by what's a soft pull? What's a hard pull?
A soft pull is when they can see your credit and base the loan amount, the terms, and everything on what they see just by looking at your credit score. A hard pull, they're actually pulling and digging in and seeing, okay, this is your payment history, this is your, this is what your debt to income is. This is, we can definitely do this. And
right.
So
does a hard pull actually affect your credit?
A hard pull will affect your credit.
I mean, it may not drop it, but
well, it'll drop it some.
Okay.
Every hard pull, whether you're applying for a credit card, applying for a car loan, a mortgage, all that is going, when you apply, most of those places are doing a hard pull, and it's going to drop your credit score anywhere from 10 to 50 points.
Like if you have an 800 credit score and you do a hard pull, is it dependent on the amount that you're trying to borrow, or is it just that they're pulling in general? How many points should people expect it to drop?
You got an 800 credit score, and
it doesn't matter at that point.
At that point, it's a hard pull. It could be 10 points. It could be It could be 50 or 60 points.
It's not going to be 100 points.
No, usually not.
Okay,
usually. So it's all based on what their income is, what their debt to income ratio is, what their mix of revolving credit versus installment credit is. All that plays a role in it.
So what you're saying is, if someone has a $10,000 fee, let's say they're selling a product at $10,000, the only thing they're going to pay is $400.
Exactly.
They're not going to get $400. They're going to get $9,600 instead of $10,000.
Or you do what I tell every single one of my merchants.
Up the price.
Build it in. So
instead
of $10,400, instead of $10,000, say do $10,500. That make sure you cover that dealer fee and any extraneous expenses.
Yeah.
And then if they decide, if the customer decides to go to the bank and get you a cashier's check, pay you cash, write you a check, give them that discount.
Yeah.
Because once you give them that discount, you're building even more loyalty, more brand awareness, more referrals from that customer because you went out of your way to do that. The bottom line is as the merchant, you're still making $10,000.
Right. Yes. That's still a good ROI there.
And when you think about, people in the trades, especially the people that do remodels and stuff, and what their margins are, that's
You're still doing okay.
They're still doing okay.
Yeah.
I've had one client that the first year he was with me did over $500,000 to his bottom line because he offered financing.
Wow.
Last year that fell a little bit to about $300,000, but again, people were real nervous about the economy, nervous about the election.
For sure.
They just weren't willing to spend money, and the banks had also tightened up some as well, and a lot of loans that were, used to be unsecured loans all of a sudden became secured loans.
Yeah.
Just because, when we go through recessions like we've been, and I don't care what side of the aisle you're on or whatnot, we've been in a recession for the last year and a half, 2 years.
Whether or not they're willing to say it or not.
Whether they're willing to say it or not, we have been. Banks tighten up.
Yeah.
Interest rates go up. I mean, look at mortgage rates. Look at our insurance rates. Everything has gone up. So,
man, that's good. I like because the truth is, whenever you're offering something that's, and you said anywhere from 500 up, right? So,
yes.
But especially whenever you're offering something that's 5 to 10 up $1,000. So a lot of times people need financing, and it's not. And some people, here's the thing: what a lot of people don't understand is many people would rather finance something, even if they have the ability to pay cash for it, so that they keep their money liquid.
Exactly.
So there's options that you give a wealthy person who's willing to spend $100,000 on a home edition or whatever, because they're still wanting to stay liquid.
Exactly, and also take into account, these loans are simple interest loans versus, if you put it on a credit card, that's going to be compounded interest.
Yeah.
So, I know a lot of people want to put stuff on their credit cards because they want the points and stuff like that, but then you're paying compounded interest on it instead of a simple interest on that loan.
Right.
Also take into account that the average credit card rate these days is like 23%.
She's back.
The average credit card rate is 23% nowadays.
Yeah, we did a whole episode about how Home Depot is like charging like 29% on their Home Depot card. So come on in here, Adrian. You can sit down. That's fine. So okay, so like if merchants are looking for guys guys like Adrian, to sell their higher ticket items, to give good financing on that's not going to like drop their credit by like 100 points or whatever. Yeah. How do they get a hold of you?
Well, you can get a hold of me at david@spacecitypayments.com. You can go to my website, spacecitypayments.com. I've got a forms page there, or you can reach out to me, 737-932-2160. That is my cell phone, and I answer. Yeah.
How long does it take someone to get set up with financing? How long does it take the merchant to get set up with you to offer financing?
I can usually, once I get all the information and get it entered, I've seen it be approved in as little as 2 minutes.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
And I've seen it take as long as an hour.
Okay,
it just
so
depends
very quick.
Just depends on my guy, and then they get a series of emails and stuff like that. But we can get you set up really fast.
Awesome.
And go from there.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Appreciate
my pleasure, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you the next guest, or do you just lurk in here? Lurking? hey, hang on.
Throwing the stanky eye, David.
Here comes in,
And by the way, Adrian here is actually, he's not one of my clients, but he does use the platform, one of the platforms that I represent. So
awesome.
He can vouch for us. And
so listen, if you want to be one of the guys that gets one of these at the end of the night, you got to go on the feed and comment. Just leave any comment, and if they're here, I think we're going to pick somebody to get one of these.
That's right.
All right.
These things are super awesome. I imagine both of you guys could use one of these.
Well, sure.
Wow.
I don't want to comment on the state of their toilet, but I will say.
By the way, you guys are financing clients of mine too.
We use David. Yeah, for sure. Like we use David for like our mosquito misting systems. We're trying to work on it to get our termite stuff financed. So
we'll get you switched over on that one as well.
He's working hard to try and do creative finance. Say what now?
Financing is a game
changer.
Absolutely. It's about 80% of our business.
Really?
We do about $3 million worth of revenue a year. About 80% of that is finance.
Really?
Yep, absolutely. Because if you're talking about getting an interior remodel done, right? Because that's what we do, kitchen and bath remodeling. It could be, $70,000, $80,000 to remodel a house. Well, it wasn't really what I was thinking. We just wanted to get the floor done and the walls painted. It's like, okay, well, we could do all this stuff. Why don't we put it all in there? It's going to turn out to be about $800 a month. Oh my goodness, $800 a month. It's like, well, that car out there, what's your payment on that? Well, it's about $700 a month, $800 a month. Okay, and it's depreciating in value. Let alone, I'm going to come in here and make your house appreciate in value for the same costs.
And then, and that's where you pitch payment over price.
Yeah. 95% of people out there can't put $10,000 together if need be, but we are all payment buyers.
Sure. Yeah. All right, David. Thank you so much.
Thanks, David.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
All right. Well, Adrian, glad you're here, man. But I will say that you're over here wearing an all-star AC and heating hat, but that's not what you do.
That's not what
that's not your business.
It's the hat that I had in the truck.
No, it's okay. It's okay. But I guess my point is, you should tell people, even though you've been on the show multiple times, you should tell people who you are and what you do.
Well, my name is Adrian Rojas, and I own In-Home Floors. We're a kitchen and bath remodeling company in Conroe, but we'll operate all over the city, from Galveston to Huntsville, Crosby to Beaumont. We'll get it taken care of. And the cool thing about us, we actually have a really cool deal that we have going on with Gallery Furniture, Mattress Mac, who's obviously a local hero. So when people get a remodel, a kitchen remodel gets you a living room set for free. A bathroom remodel gets you the adjoining bedroom set for free, and a whole house remodel gets your living room set for free.
Wow, that's an awesome deal.
Going over to get whatever you want from Gallery Furniture.
Dude, he came up on the Patrick Bet David podcast today.
Did really?
Yeah. They were talking about natural disasters, and they were talking about like how the community responds, and they were saying like, hey, have you heard about this Mattress Mac guy? Like when like the hurricane happened, the church shut down, but Mattress Mac opened the store so that people could jump in and live there for a while and actually find refuge. And like, so like exactly this guy, like look, brilliant marketer, incredible businessman, provides a quality product, and it's incredible. Like, you got to meet him and do a commercial with him.
Yeah, we've done a few now. And it's a really neat thing because where he's at in his life, he doesn't care what anybody else thinks.
No.
He's going to do whatever in the heck he wants to do.
He was doing commercials from the hospital.
Yes. You know what made me feel really better is if you went and came by furniture. You go back,
I love that guy.
today. Yeah. It's like, my God, Mac. Okay, that's my guy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
How's it going, Miss Allison?
Are we talking about Mattress Mac?
We are.
Like, how can he not talk about Mattress Mac? Yeah.
I mean,
We're best friends.
Anytime I see Adrian, I bring up Mattress Mac.
Here's the
Gotta
thing
check
I
in
know.
on him.
Speaking of Adrian and versus Allison, which I'm Kevin, by the way, we've just met.
Allison.
I'm really glad she sat by me instead of you because she smells pretty nice. And I don't know about you, but
I don't think he does.
yeah.
If anything, it's whiskey
Listen,
and cigars.
it's-
Cigars.
So
It is the best I've ever smelled Adrian smell.
Oh, okay. Well, congratulations. I
you
just
go.
know that she sat down and I was like, that's nice.
really took a weird turn.
I'm not trying to be creepy or weird. I'm just acknowledging that she did something that
All
you
right,
probably
so-
didn't.
That's a genuine compliment.
Before we get into Allison's stuff, I want to ask Adrian a question.
Okay, bring
because
it.
I have a little bit of inside intel.
Okay.
I want to know about this chair that you're putting in your shower.
Oh my goodness.
Is this like an old person chair?
No,
Okay.
it's like a lounge chair.
A lounge chair?
And that I
Tell me more.
measured to my dimensions. It's unfortunately
Oh, it's custom built for you.
I custom built it for me, yes,
Oh,
and the
okay.
guys are installing it. So I turned my closet, my 7x7 closet, into a shower.
As you
and
should.
I brought.
But who needs a closet?
I brought
Let me
in
just
a
say-
a shower.
Adrian forgot to mention that this is in his house. He has shown everybody this photo, and everybody's been like, "Wow, that's crazy cool." And he has never mentioned that it's in your house.
Yeah, it's my shower.
Wow. Okay.
So there's a shower chair that I've measured to my dimensions that I could sit just perfectly lounge like a lazy boy chair. But that's only part of it.
There's more. Wait, there's more.
I've got 2 separate shower pans in my shower. One is for the green wall for the plants that I'm going to have so that as the water runs off, it drains.
Okay.
Okay.
And the other is for your shower where you stand under a shower. But the cool thing is the drain is hidden. See, the way I'm doing the standing part of the shower is you stand on a large paver plate and the water drips off the side into white decorative bull rock that is sloped to a linear drain on one side of the room, and the water drains out. So you stand there and shower and water just beads off the side. You can't actually see a drain because it's under 4 or 5 inches of bull rock.
What?
I can't.
I don't even know what just happened.
Here's what I want to know. Are you planning on putting in a separate water heater just for the shower?
There's a very strong chance that I'm going to have to.
Okay.
If I'm going to have, because there's 2 shower systems in this shower.
And this is why I'm asking this question, because
There's a standing part of the shower which has a 24-inch by 24-inch rain head as well as waterfall. So it just pours water out. Yep.
That's huge.
And it's got 6 jets and a hand of wand with water. While at the same time I can be running a 18-inch by 18-inch shower head with 4 jets and a wand.
Oh my goodness.
Listen. I have the 18-inch shower head.
Mm-hmm.
It is magical.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, see, here's the thing,
Listen,
Craig.
as a bigger dude, like, you need something that
He's
you can
talking
actually-
He's talking about himself, by the way.
Not
me.
Weird.
I'm not,
That's
I'm not
not
disparaging.
awkward.
I'm not disparaging you. I'm definitely not disparaging Kevin. Like, as a bigger dude, like, you need a bigger shower head to like stand underneath, because like part of you, if like a traditional shower head, parts of you are gonna be cold.
Oh, that's a problem.
Yes.
No matter what.
It's a problem.
Unless you get like the big mamma jamma, that's gonna,
Nobody wants to do like the dance in your shower where you're like turn, just to stay warm.
Especially if you've got,
constantly
like,
defrosting part of you.
That's right. Especially in this cold weather we've been in.
Keeping the most important parts in the middle.
I know.
Yeah.
So we need a jet on that part. Let's go. Let's go.
That's Adrian's next addition to his shower. Yeah.
Absolutely. No, it is hard to maintain the heat, and there is probably going to have to be a separate thing. But the really cool thing is my wireless Bluetooth charger for my phone.
Oh, what?
So that
Where's
I could
that?
use my phone in the shower, and it could just constantly be charging while I'm standing there in the shower.
Oh my
How
Where?
long do you spend in the shower? That's what I need to know.
Not near the same amount that I'm going to.
That's not the question to ask. It's not how long do you spend in the shower. It's how good do you want him to smell.
Better than he smells right now.
I'm
There
gonna
you
be
go.
so clean.
That's why
all
we're
the
building
time.
this thing.
Man, here's the thing, Craig, because you and I, to date, have seen the coolest shower ever. And that's in Eric G's house.
Yes.
He's got the coolest shower to date that we are aware of.
That we were aware of.
That shower.
This could rival
This
it.
could rival, but he has like an.
Eric
like,
does not have a lounge.
Nobody does have an 8-inch touchscreen to control the whole thing inside the shower and like ambient lighting and such. So what do we got here? Oh my goodness!
That's the actual chair. There's the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the shower head that does the rain right on top of that. And then on the other side, this is where, because it's being constructed right now.
Is that a bench?
That's the bench.
Okay.
Yep. And then on this side, you've got your 6. There's one there, but the thing snapped off. Plus the hose for the wand, the controller, and then you can't see it, it's out of frame, but that's where the tiling is currently. It's being constructed, and this is where you're going to stand. It's going to be a fantastic fishbowl magazine.
Is that a BlackBerry you're showing us? What is that device?
Oh no! Are you kidding? You haven't
This
seen
is the
these
foldable
phones?
screen. Have you not seen
This is
this?
the foldable
His mini
screen.
iPad?
What?
Okay, I don't need to see all your photos, please.
But still,
Please.
the ones that you took in the shower.
You have no idea how many
that is,
shower photos you would need.
That's
to see.
next level.
It's freaking awesome. I mean, for remodeling, absolutely, being able to show
absolutely.
the customer.
All right, so
exactly
here's
what
the
it's
thing.
gonna look like.
We have to talk about her for a minute.
Yeah, shut up.
Because Sarah's fixing to like kick her off.
Yeah, I just got here and I haven't even talked about myself.
So
What is this?
Introduce yourself and tell everybody what you do.
Okay, my name is Allison Anderson. I do business development for Heroes Lawn Care. And Heroes Lawn Care is a irrigation, lawn care treatment, and pet waste removal company.
Pet waste removal.
Yeah.
Nice.
We call it Duty.
Oh.
And our
Low man on the
irrigation-
totem pole gets that job.
Hey,
Is that,
no pile left behind.
There you go.
Perfect for Texas
Yep.
marketing.
So we focus on the lawn health, though. A lot of companies out here, you're either doing maintenance or sprinklers or landscaping, but we focus on the actual health issues going on with the grass. And there is an epidemic in Houston, it seems like, with St. Augustine grass. So we offer free lawn assessments to help diagnose those issues and then offer treatments. And, whether you're a DIYer or you're willing to pay for a treatment, I'll give you both options, really.
Right.
My job is to educate people and help you learn more about what's going on with your grass. Why are you spending $6,000 on new grass and losing it in months?
Yeah. So, like, as someone who took a turf grass science class in college many moons
And
ago.
I did not. So
Okay.
Well, there you go.
What? No, like I want to know because like one of the
That's a required class at A&M.
It is. Listen, we developed our own grass for Kyle Field, and it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
How do you overcome the thatch issues with St. Augustine?
that issue with St. Augustine.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that you say that because with St. Augustine, when you think of
Yeah,
deep,
screw you, Kevin. I had a good question.
That's a great question. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
So when you think of dethatching, it's that machine that has the claws that come in and break up that material. But
Yeah.
St. Augustine, the way that it grows with the stallings and it's above ground, if you come in with a dethatcher, you're tearing up your St. Augustine. So in reality, thatch is an issue within Bermuda and zoysia grass, not necessarily St. Augustine. With St. Augustine, there can be dead material built up, especially right now we're seeing a lot of dormant grass.
Right.
But I would recommend more like core aeration rather than going in with a dethatcher or even just raking up the dead material.
Right.
Of course, it'll decompose as time passes, but if you want to give your soil a little bit more air, sun, water, fertilizer, anything like that, yeah, we recommend just like raking up the dead material because dethatching St. Augustine will ruin it.
Yeah. So aerating is probably
Core
She
aeration,
passes, Kevin.
Thank you.
Wow.
That was hold on. That was a
She
trick.
smells good and she's smart.
This is like,
Well, listen, like
call her.
I had a neighbor
Ooh, is it
recently.
getting warm in here?
Actually, no, it's pretty cold out here.
He
Let me
doesn't
just
know
say.
what grass is. He's from West Texas.
No, and I live on. Yes, I am.
I went to Abilene Christian University.
That's where I went.
Shut up.
How dare you?
Yes.
I did grad school at ACU.
Okay, I dropped out. So
Well, I didn't.
Listen, so did Kix Brooks.
Who did it?
They didn't know. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
To be fair,
We
they
have
were going to
something
kick
to
him
talk
out.
awesome.
I know I liked her from the beginning.
All right, so
Yeah, no, but they have a really cool thing. So I'm a customer of theirs, and you know, with everything that happened with Beryl, there's a lot of customers that were heavily impacted, right, in this area by the hurricane. Trees knocking over. Well, we had a customer that had a tree got ripped out, and it yanked up all of the entire line of irrigation.
Oh, man.
It did the thing that's real expensive at the end.
It's
not
called a
supposed to
backflow.
shoot
The backflow preventer?
It's not supposed to shoot out water,
Pressure
and it
backflow.
was
And it
ball
did.
valve. It was a whole thing. Yep. They came out the next day and got it knocked out before I even had a chance to come look and see what was going on. I mean,
So they're quick.
They're quick.
I love it. Efficient.
And they also helped my dad set up a system where he could do it all from his phone.
What?
And keep track of it. And if something is happening in the yard, he can reach out to them and be like, hey, there's this going on. And they can tell him, like, okay, you need to do this, change this or this. And
if you're at your house, you can do that while you're in the shower.
absolutely.
Look.
I can do
Maybe we
many,
could
many
get an
things
app
while I'm in the
downloaded on
shower.
your little shower controller. Yeah, I will say with our company, we do focus a lot on irrigation efficiency. So with the smart controller that he was talking about, we offer irrigation maintenance programs. So that includes seasonal checkups, 10% off repairs, free service calls, and you pay your annual price. And then you also have the option to have a smart controller installed for free. And the biggest thing with smart controllers is you don't have your rain sensor, it connects with a local weather station. You're able to control it all from your phone. You get live alerts if there's something wrong with the wiring of the system.
What's the brand you guys are using?
So we normally use Ratio.
Okay, that's what we did a review on that.
We did a review on that.
Because I put one in my house, well, previous house. They're awesome.
They are. If I was a homeowner, I would have one, and we actually gave one away at a local event that we were a vendor at, and we were able to set it up for someone else, and it was awesome. I mean, it really does help with irrigating correctly, but also not overwatering, making sure there's no unknown leaks going on. And the Woodlands is very stingy with their water.
Yes.
So it's perfect.
I used to have yard envy. Not anymore.
No more.
No more. It
You're no
handles
longer
it for
green
because
with
we don't know what we're doing. I mean, we say we
Nobody
know.
does.
Nobody does. You
Even
talk to
Craig,
the guy
who went
at
to A&M,
Lowe's or
he
Home
doesn't know.
Depot. They say, "Oh, get this," but we don't know, and so it's
and you
all
can
over
only
the
read
place.
so much Randy Lemon. So
Yeah, and
This is
but
true.
Randy
they
Lemon
make it
can go pound
super,
sand.
super-
I'm so glad we're on the same page. I almost listen.
it's being
I am
Let's
listening.
cut the recording.
I'm listening. No, I'm listening. Let's
There
go.
is my biggest accomplishment with my position has been selling Randy Lemon customers. And I walk in and they, straight off the bat, they tell me, I listen to Randy Lemon. That is my go-to guy. That's who I listen to. That is...
He's not stupid, but
don't
he's
know
not
who this
right
is.
every
Yeah.
single time.
Yeah, listen, I grew up driving to church on Sunday mornings and my parents would put Randy Lemon on, so I totally get it. But they're DIYers. They think they can do it themselves.
Yes.
And so when I go to a house and I say, yeah, that's root rot. You have root rot, and I can do a test that verifies that. And Randy Lemon has an article on root rot, so I'm not lying. You can trust me and you can believe me. Selling a Randy Lemon customer it's an accomplishment. It's a big feat.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so I've got a question. I'm going to need you to move along because
Bye-bye.
I'm getting this thing. Like Sarah's, like you don't want to be on her bad side.
I didn't
He's
want to
been
just
getting
put
the
it down
signal
and
to
walk
get
off.
out of here this whole time.
I've got to just.
We got to bring somebody else on. So like
Am I allowed to take a sip?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Like listen.
I
Cheers.
was going to say, I've already been
She's
taking a
actually taking
few.
a
So.
sip. She believed it.
Thank you, Adrian. Always good to see you, bud.
Not a problem.
Love you,
Thanks,
dude.
guys.
Yeah. So
Would
like,
you take this? It's empty now. No.
so
That dude's cool.
As you hand off your empty,
Thank you.
What I want to
Adrian.
know is because Kev,
That dude's really cool, man.
oh, man,
He's so
You
cool.
think he's packing or
compensating
what?
for something.
Oh, definitely. Actually, he's not packing. That's why he's doing that.
Did you grow up Church of Christ?
No.
No, you just
grew
ended up at ACU.
Wisconsin Evangelical Lutheran Synod.
And
which
you
is
wound up at
where I-
ACU? Did you
and
play
I
sports?
wound up.
Oh, that's what it was.
What was it?
Play sports.
So
That's what it
I
was.
actually was the first recruited class for beach volleyball at Abilene Christian
Wow.
University. Yes.
You look like a volleyball player.
Thank you. I love that compliment because I'm tall. You know, I'm
Sure.
lanky a little bit, but yeah, I mean,
And oh, you know some people that I know.
who?
Well, we'll have to get into that.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I know. Yeah,
We
yeah.
can't
Well,
name names.
When,
got it.
when,
No, we
when,
can
were,
name
when were you
names.
there? When were you there?
2019 to 2021.
Okay.
yeah, I'm sure you know.
It's
people
it's
that
a little past my time.
I did get to
the
experience
crisps. The crisps. You know crisp?
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh!
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course, she's like the best volleyball player ever.
Holy moly! Yeah. Actually, I really didn't think that we would know the same.
No,
people.
I know.
I hate to
It's
age
because
you,
Caleb
but-
is a friend of mine. So
Yeah, that's
and,
awesome.
Well, John and Caleb, but John's
Okay.
wife,
Yeah.
who is the volleyball coach
I
at
was gonna
McMurray.
say,
Yeah, she's awesome.
wow, that
you know her.
The connection goes deep.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, I like this guy.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
awesome.
and his grandpa is Royce Money, who
Yeah.
used to be the president.
Oh,
of
geez,
ACU.
really?
So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I know people.
Hey, West Texas ain't big.
No, it's not big.
So
It's not
we
big.
know a lot of people.
It's
That's
connected,
I mean,
though.
it's spread out, yeah, but
Yeah.
it's not many people for sure.
That's right.
But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I played beach volleyball there, and then COVID hit.
Which
and
is
then-
really hilarious that there's beach volleyball at Abilene
Oh,
Christian.
you're telling me about it.
Plenty
Well,
of
you know what's
sand.
funny? We started playing at Hardin Simmons' little
Oh.
like recreational beach volleyball court, which was absolutely horrible. And then we finally got enough money for beach volleyball courts on campus,
Oh.
and then COVID hit. So
You know what? When I was at ACU, which was before you, the best beach volleyball court in Abilene was at Sonic.
Sonic?
Yes.
Yes.
It was so good.
I used to
The one
play.
on Judge Ely?
Yes,
So
yes.
good.
You know those? Can I cuss?
Yes.
Okay, you know those shitty apartments on Judge Ely?
All of them.
They're right
ones?
across from like Taco Bueno or something.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're
Yeah, I
talking
paid
about.
like $300
I have a
in rent
love-hate
there.
relationship with Taco Bueno.
Oh, I love it.
I didn't try it once while I was out there.
Thank you.
What?
Because
so good.
I thought it was
Because it's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
You know what I
It's
did
obviously
try?
terrible from the outside.
No,
Rosas.
it's Roses is great. Roses is
the
a
one.
whole different
See,
level.
that's the thing.
But you
It's like
can't
everyone's
compare
like,
them.
oh, it's like, but like you
can't
guys
compare
realize
them.
that like your favorite Mexican restaurant is a fast food
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
It's like 2 notches above Taco Bell.
No,
I think it's below Taco
no,
Bell.
it's definitely not.
I
But
say that as someone that's literally never tried Taco Bueno, so
oh
it's
well, you can't do
strictly from
that. No, it's
aesthetic
actually really, really good.
I will
Roses is
say-
at a different level.
I will say this: it was a big deal. Was it Taco Bueno that got in the bean?
No,
What was in the bean?
no, I don't even know.
There was
what
a
was
Mexican
in the
place
bean.
in the bean.
I don't remember that.
Back in my day.
Del Taco.
Maybe.
No, I don't know of a.
I don't even
I don't know of a. I don't know of one.
There were several restaurants in the bean.
Yeah.
Well, there were, but
But there was a
back-
Mexican place in there.
I don't remember what it was.
You know, I block out a lot of my memories from ACU. Either I block them out or I was blacked out.
Listen,
and I don't.
here's the thing.
We were called Almost Christian University.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
So,
What like here's the thing, and like this is something that I absolutely 100% ascribe to. Is I used to be in college ministry, right? And I can't even tell you how many parents come to me and say, "What's the best Christian university to send my kids to?" And I would be like, if you're sending your kids to a Christian university to try and fix them, you've already lost the battle.
You should probably send him to A&M.
No, really.
Yeah, at that
I mean,
point, no, genuinely.
like the best Christian university, like from my perspective, was A&M. Not because it's like a Christian university,
They got
but
a great
because
Bible chair.
the Christians are going to find one another because they're looking for one another.
Yeah, they are.
If you go to Abilene and you're looking for meth, you're going to find meth.
Yeah.
If
and
you're
sex
going,
traffickers.
I mean, like it's legit. I mean, like, and it's like there was a huge contingency of kids there that were like there because their parents sent them there to get them fixed,
Yeah.
and they just went off the deep end.
You're
because,
speaking my language.
because
I
they all of a
experienced
sudden
that,
like
yeah.
realized like, oh my gosh, mom and dad aren't watching anymore. I can do whatever the hell I want.
Right.
And now and the parents are like chilled out because they think their kids are at a Christian university, thinking like, oh, now they're under control.
Yeah.
And like, no, they're not. They have a lot more freedom than they used to, and they can do whatever the hell they want, and now they're going to get even worse.
Yeah. The curfew didn't stop anybody either.
No, it never stopped anybody.
No.
There were workarounds.
Well, and the one thing about ACU is their curfew goes away after their freshman year, really.
Because that's when you stop having to live on campus? Is that right?
No.
Actually, you have to live on campus
sophomore year
freshman and
too, but there's no
sophomore,
curfew as a sophomore.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
I was only there as a graduate student, so I had no rules
didn't
whatsoever.
matter. No, it really after your sophomore year, there's nothing.
Yeah.
So unless you live on campus, like if you live in the apartments, you still have some rules, but
Yeah.
most people don't. The only reason you live on the campus is if you're on scholarship and you're getting it paid for.
All right, so real quick, because we want to talk to Robert, not because we don't want to talk to you. Don't pay attention to her.
Sorry, I had to pose for the photo.
Yeah, hi JoJo. if people want to get a hold of you, they want to talk about thatch, they want to talk about irrigation, they want to talk about pest, waste removal, they want to talk about mosquitoes, all the stuff that you guys do. How do they get a hold of you?
They can. Do I put my phone number?
Whatever you want.
Name drop. So our office number is 832-220-8100. You can text or call it. My name is Allison Anderson. My email is aanderson@heroeslawncare.com. Heroes is spelled Heroes, by the way.
Oh.
A lot of people struggle with that.
Heroes.
OES.
O-E.
So
what?
hero, plural, you add an ES at the end.
Heroes.
Heroes Lawn Care, basically. Yeah, so they can contact me at that number.
But that's
text
the
or
normal
call.
way to spell heroes, y'all.
It is.
Okay, so
you would think a lot of people knew that.
Does the European version have like some W's in there?
I don't know. All I know is, do we know English? That's all I want to know.
Kinda.
Yeah, probably not.
I mean, we went to ACU.
That's true.
Come on.
What are you?
You know West Texas English.
Yeah.
That's right. Craig went to A&M though, so
Good enough to
we're
get
good.
by.
We're good. All right. Well, thanks for showing up.
Awesome. Thank y'all for having me.
Hey
We're gonna
guys,
talk
if,
later.
if you haven't yet, comment if you're here because you might win a Crazy Clean
Can
device.
I win one?
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
go
If
on
you
the,
comment.
go on the
One.
feed and
Are you
comment.
the-
Yeah.
Shut up. He was telling me about you the other day, and I was like, that sounds like a crazy invention.
Well, I didn't invent
What,
it.
it's not him.
Well, that's what I just asked, and you
No,
were like, yeah,
I
that
didn't.
was
Yeah,
me.
no,
Wait,
like,
I didn't let you finish the question. No, I was just
We just have these here
Cool,
to give
though.
away tonight.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we
Just go
here's
on the
the
feed.
thing.
one for me, one for her. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Right.
honestly,
I mean, you
that
guys can
works
fight
out.
to the death over
You
it. I
can
mean,
you
we're
can
gonna
go back
video it.
If you go back a couple of episodes, you can listen to our interview with the owner.
Okay,
And
that's
it
what
was
you were
really
talking about.
Steve,
Okay.
and he was really awesome.
Yeah.
And most likely, we will see. Most likely, we'll be promoting it in the future.
So just so you guys know, this was actually one of the first big items on QVC back in the day, like
Yeah.
in the late 80s, early 90s.
Okay.
And it was called Toilet Clean, and he's now rebranded it, and he's doing it off his own website rather than using like Amazon or something like that. It's off his own website.
Awesome.
So he's got this product out now, and Kevin and I both have it in our toilets for like the last 3 months. No stains.
It's awesome.
No cleaning.
My kids love it because they're responsible for cleaning our toilet.
I was going to say the toilet is probably the worst place you're cleaning, so that is brilliant. All right, well, I will let y'all talk with Robert. Thank y'all so much for having
Thank you
me,
so
my
much.
fellow
Yeah.
West Texians.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Awesome. Robert, what is wrong with you, man?
What is wrong with me? What do you mean?
You got short sleeves on over
I'm
here.
getting a little chilly.
Hello, Robert.
What's up?
How you doing, man? Good.
Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
See my man.
Absolutely.
I got my friend Jeff over here with me.
Jeff. Who's Jeff?
Jeff.
How you doing, Jeff? Craig.
Just Jeff.
So really, he's the one signed up for for this time slot. I'm just joining him.
A moral support.
Yeah, mutual support.
Okay. You're moving people. What do you do, Jeff?
Merchant processing.
Merchant processing. This is like the third merchant processing guy we've had tonight.
That's
this is like
crazy.
a big thing this year.
It is.
Yeah.
Everybody wants merchant processing these
They're
days.
trying to save money.
Is this
That's right.
is this your merchant processing guy?
This is not, but he probably will be.
Okay. We're working on it.
We're working on it. Yeah.
All right. You want to move that thing a little bit closer to you?
Yes, absolutely.
I will say though, a lot of people that I know that have signed up with them, they're saving, I think, thousands of dollars. Some in like, what was he saving? Like $3,000 a month.
3,000, yeah.
That's
Brian.
a month.
Yeah. No, 3,000 a year.
Oh, year.
But we did save a dealership about 40,000 a month on fees.
When you say a dealership, like a car
dealership.
Really? I mean, can you tell us which one, or is it like disclosed?
It's Fred Haas.
Fred Haas.
Fred
Okay.
Haas. That's not a small dealership.
Toyota?
That's not.
Yeah, Toyota.
Yeah. Very cool, man.
Yeah.
So how long you been doing this?
I've only been doing it a year. It's a small.
A little bit closer.
Sorry, I'm not.
No, you're fine.
No, you're good.
I just can't hear you. That's sort of the.
Oh, okay. It's So I work for somebody. It's a small company. It's him, the owner, and then like two or three salesmen.
Okay.
And he's been doing it for 17 years. I've only been doing it for about a year.
Oh wow.
And
Wow.
the end of February will be a year.
So you've been doing about a year. What's the biggest thing you've learned in the last year?
Networking.
Okay.
I am a very, very introverted person. I could go my whole life sitting.
I can tell by the distance of the microphone.
I could go my whole life sitting on the couch working from home and never meet another person. I'd be just fine.
Okay.
But I've learned that. yeah. But I've learned that you have to get out there. It's becoming more of a digital world and a networking world to where if you don't meet people, you're not going to succeed.
Yeah.
It's really that's really always been like that.
Yeah, no, 100%.
It's always about who you know.
Yeah.
It's instead of what you know.
But I was keeping myself from knowing people.
Yeah.
Just on purpose. I go to my past jobs. I go to work. I go home. I may go out and play pool. I'll go to the corner of the bar. I'll play on the table by myself. Leave, not talk to one person that entire night.
All right.
Wow.
So like you've opened the box now. Are you any good at pool?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
You shouldn't tell people that.
I'm about to be 31. I've been playing since I was 4.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. Okay. I've been playing for about 26, 27 years.
What game do you like to play?
A-ball.
A-ball.
A-ball's.
Okay.
I can. Doesn't matter what kind of rules you want to play by. I play by all of them.
Yeah.
Why not 9-ball?
It's too easy.
Okay, we got a serious player over here.
If you break and you leave the 1-9 combo, you can hit that and win in one shot. And it's just like a lot of people take that easy out instead of running them all out.
Right. Yeah.
I just don't like it.
Okay.
Well, I don't know the
you're
rules
legit.
of pool, so apparently you must be good because I just.
Well, if you hit the 1 and then simultaneously hit the 9 and it goes in, the 9 ball is the only one that matters.
It's the only ball that matters.
So if you hit the 1 ball that hits the 9 ball and it goes in, you win the game. That's the end of the game.
Yeah.
So is it just? That game is just all about knowing how to break.
I mean, I'm good at both. I just like playing 8-ball.
Yeah.
More,
It's a longer game.
Longer game. I feel like it's a more strategic game because there's more balls on the table.
Yeah. Okay. I get that.
This guy's walking in playing by himself when most likely he could be walking in and be like, "Hey guys, you want to play pool?" I'm a moron.
Listen,
and then run the table.
We have a tournament-sized table at the studio.
That's true.
That rarely gets used.
Never. Really, it's got tools on top
Sounds like
of
you
it.
need to come to the studio.
I have a bar replica in the living room.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So it can be converted to be coin operated, but I have it to where it's just smooth on the sides.
Yeah.
And no coins needed.
Oh, that's cool.
So we actually had Kevin and I. So we had one given to us.
We should have hired Robert.
Oh, they are heavy.
Because we moved that thing by ourselves.
They're so heavy.
2 of us.
Well, listen,
we moved it.
Just 2. Oh man.
Well, we took it completely apart.
With the slates inside of it too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we took the slates apart.
I think it was 3 parts, right?
It was.
Three separate slate pieces.
Yeah, but
Depending on the size of the table, it's either 2 or 3.
Do you know how strong we are? Do you
must be
look at
pretty
this?
dang
Look
strong.
at
Look at
this.
me.
Look at this. Look at this.
That's a real man right here.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Now
see the beard?
We took it apart and but that was the thing. Is everyone was like, "Don't move a pool table." We're like, "Listen, we can do this.
Tell a man what to do.
Look at me. Just look at me."
Well, here was the story: is they tried to give it to the Montgomery County Fire Department, and they sent 4 firemen over there, and they tried to move it, and they couldn't. Because they tried to just pick it up and take it out the door.
Try to strong arm it.
Yeah, and I was like, that's stupid.
Yeah.
And so I watched some YouTube videos, and I was like, oh, you got to take the bumpers off, and it's actually pretty easy to put back together.
Just screws.
Yeah. And you stretch it, and it's been great. And I was like, those dummies.
They're so dumb. We, on the other hand, so smart.
Listen, when it comes to fire, I'm going to call them every single time.
Absolutely.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I learned how to take a pool table apart.
Yeah.
And I got a free pool table.
Now let me say, it wasn't fun because let me tell you the problem. I helped move the pool table. I don't own the pool table, so Craig got all the benefit.
You get the next one.
That's right. I don't remember. I may have gotten dinner out of it. I don't know. But either way, we're here to talk about what you do, not what we did.
Right.
So, I don't know. Tell me what we need to know about merchant processing.
I'm probably less experienced than the previous two you had, but what I can tell you is
Less experience, but more motivation.
more motivation. I'm probably hungrier in multiple ways. I'm starving.
What's your
You and me both.
How long you been doing this now?
I've been doing it for almost a year.
Almost a year. So what's your preferred kind of client?
Right now, anything is what my boss would want me to say.
I mean, would you say restaurants, retailers, small business?
Yeah, both. All three.
Yeah, okay.
All three. Whale clients, something that would take me to the next level. I could get a new car, whatever I needed to get.
Yeah.
Healthcare billing. We have people that have call centers that collect payments from, their healthcare accounts and stuff like that. Those are big ones. Hotels are good. Apartment complexes. We have a program to where they can pay their rent on credit card.
Oh, what?
Okay.
Yeah.
I wish I could pay my mortgage on credit.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Wouldn't you like to get your points from the bank every month?
Yes, I would. I do it with everything else from my mortgage.
Yep. And we work with mortgage companies as well. Just depends on the size of them. If it's a company that only owns 1 or 2 houses, we can't. Our numbers aren't going to look as good as. It'd still be the same percentages of savings, but it wouldn't look as good the people that have hundreds of houses.
For sure.
But
Well, I do have a customer that I think owns a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Because she said they manage a hotel, and we need to pick up something from the hotel and take it to their home. So I'm going to actually talk with her about that.
Okay.
Because that would be a great referral.
Yeah.
And I do free statement analysis. It takes me 15, 20 minutes to do that, so I'm not going to charge for that. I don't know if anybody else does, but it's just time. That's all it takes.
For sure.
So,
hey, do y'all notice that when we started the show, we had a massive crowd out here, and all of a sudden the temperatures dropped 15 degrees, and nobody's out here?
I just started wearing these dress shoe type of shoes. No insulation.
No
whatsoever.
insulation. Yeah.
Toes frozen.
Little chilly.
No love to the Tootsies.
They're refrigerated pigs right now.
Doesn't help that these seats are also metal too.
Oh, I know. So and Sarah keeps bringing us people. So
Yeah.
which we love y'all. It's fine.
I actually have a question for Robert, because I think I talked to you about this not too long ago. Moving pianos. Have you moved many pianos?
We moved one today.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Whoa. What kind?
It was a baby grand piano.
Baby grand piano.
Yeah. Let me see if I got pictures of it.
Okay. Do you have a piano tuner that you call when you move them?
Well, you're supposed to wait 6 months after you move it before you tune it.
I understand.
Okay. But you have a tuner.
Piano.
Oh wow!
Show the camera. Point it right over here.
You can point it right there.
Yeah, point it right over here.
I don't know if the camera can see it. You know what? Let me get
What?
fancy on them.
What?
You got Adrian.
Extendo.
He's got this old BlackBerry.
Well, I mean, I know that's a big concern, especially with a baby grand.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that it's going to be in tune when they get it there. I mean, do you have a piano tuner that
So
you
we
work
have a piano tuner we work with, but honestly, we move a lot of pianos, organs, uprights, grand, baby grands. Most people that have pianos don't play their pianos.
That's true.
It's just furniture.
Sure.
That's true.
So usually we don't get it tuned. I ask the customer if they want it tuned. They don't want to spend the money on it.
Sure.
Just because they don't play it. But the ones that do play it, we do end up getting it tuned for them. So that's the way that we work with.
I worked for a place one time that had the piano that we had that I played.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a great player, by the way, but it was a piano that was valued at 1.5 million.
What?
It was a full grand concert piano.
Wow.
And it was every time it got moved, it had to be tuned.
Yeah.
Kind of a deal. Mm-hmm. It was an incredible piano.
Oh, I bet.
1.5
million.
Yeah. And so I got to know the tuner pretty well, and how that whole system works, and things like that. And every time you move the thing, man.
You have to.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you my piano, the one that we own, story?
No.
Dude, it's a good story. So literally, we were looking for furniture before we got married. My wife and I were out looking for furniture, and went to this used, secondhand store, furniture store. We didn't have any money, so in the back of the store, there was this Baldwin piano, really nice piano. And so I sit down and I start playing the piano. And like, I don't know, like 5 minutes later, I'm like done playing. Like I'm just playing. It's up against the wall, whatever. I get up and I look around and there's 25 people standing there, and like they start clapping for me. And I'm like, hi, you know, like, okay, whatever. And so Kimberly, my wife, she goes, well, forget the furniture. Let's just buy that. We can sit on the stool. And I'm like, no, we can't do that. And she was like, I didn't know you could play like that. And I was like, well, I hadn't played in a while. I can actually play better than that if I actually try. But anyway, months go by, and it's time for us to, you know, get married or whatever. Mm-hmm. And her grandma.
You guys were buying furniture before you got married?
Yeah.
They just knew.
You
it.
hussy.
Well, you know, we knew it was coming.
They knew.
And so, anyway, we went over to her mom's house, and she was like, "Hey, by the way, your grandma bought you a Christmas, bought you a wedding gift,
right?
But you have to. It's in here. You got to close your eyes or whatever." So we walked in, and she bought us that piano. So we have that piano in our house from this random secondhand store in Longview, Texas that we bought. Anyway, it's kind of crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it's a different story. But pianos are like, I've moved that thing multiple times. It sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
Moving pianos is the worst. Yeah. I think you probably helped me move it once.
So we're getting the stink eye from
again?
Yeah. So, I mean, real quick, because we don't want you to have to jump off, how do people get a hold of you if they want to use merchant services with you?
Email, phone call.
What are those numbers? What is that email?
The email is jeff.mckinney, like McKinney, Texas, at macpayments.com, M-A-C payments. Phone number 936-548-1230.
Is there a website or socials or anything like that?
Facebook's a good one. It's just Jeff McKinney, or Jeff with Mac Payments is the Facebook. And
so
then,
you're looking to make friends.
Right. Yeah. I don't really have any other social media besides like the BNI groups and doing all this networking groups and stuff.
Yeah. So is your first time at a net event?
No, so I'm in BNI. Oh, at a net event, yes. Sorry, I apologize.
No, it's fine.
Yes, at a net event, yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's who brought us to the table.
That's
so.
right. He's going to be joining the new group that we're coming up with.
Which one?
The Willis Group.
The Willis Group?
Yeah.
When's that one launching?
Not sure yet.
Not sure yet.
Yeah, I probably jumped the gun and saying something, but
there's whispers of that.
There's whispers. We got about 14, 15 people interested.
Is that the one David's helping launch?
No, that's probably the Tomball Group.
The Okay.
Yeah.
Are you helping with the Willis Group?
No, but I probably will be. I'm not at the moment, but I will be. I know I'm helping the Tomball Group.
What different businesses do we have in the Willis Group so far? If you know offhand, I don't expect you to know.
I know JoJo has a list, but I know we have cleaner, organizer interested in being in it. Somebody who does junk removal, payment processing. And I'm not sure the other ones. I'm assuming probably the traditional, realtor insurance.
Sure. Yeah.
But I know JoJo has an actual list of people that are wanting to join the Willis.
Yeah, Willis is growing pretty quick, man.
It is.
Yeah. Are you up in Willis?
Yeah, I live in Willis.
That's because they put an HEB up there.
Yeah. Literally, that's why. Once HEB's there, everything
else branches out from there.
What else do you need to know?
If an HEB comes, your value is probably going to go up.
And by the way, Montgomery's putting one in this year.
Yep.
All right, so not to put you on the spot, but best restaurant you found in Willis so far?
Pizza Shack's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
They do have a Pizza Shack in Willis. That's right. Yeah,
that is
the first one. Yeah,
that's the original.
Oh man.
Well, real quick, because you say Pizza Shack and it sounds like pizza.
No, it's an Italian restaurant.
It's an Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
Like they're legit Italian.
It's good.
If you want a really good chicken parmesan, which is my go-to, I get that every single Italian place I go for that.
Yeah.
It's one of the best.
It is good. Yeah, for sure.
I need that now.
Yeah, my wife gets it with she gets the chicken parmesan at Pizza Shack with the Alfredo, like fettuccine Alfredo on the side instead.
Yeah, it's a $5 upcharge.
Yeah, it is.
If you walk over there right now and get some fries or some fried pickles or something, I will split them with you right now.
Okay.
What?
I've been sitting here for 2 hours and I need some calories.
Sarah keeps bringing us people.
I'll split them with you and I'll pay for them.
We'll see what I can do then.
Go get 3 orders.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm hungry.
That's right.
I feel your pain. I haven't eaten anything today. So. Yeah.
I don't know if I want to show my card to the camera.
Show the card.
Oh, yeah, it's all metal.
Here, let me. What?
Is it metal?
This is metal. I could cut you with this right now.
Thank you.
Right here.
Oh, dude, that's legit.
Everything we do is on the back. I don't know if they can see it.
ACH payments, mobile terminals, no contracts, credit debit payments, invoicing.
This is a straight metal. I've never seen it like a.
Is it magnetic?
That's a good question.
Maybe.
Could be.
It's metal.
Yeah. It's aluminum, so I don't know.
Aluminum. Aluminum is typically not magnetic.
Aluminum.
Aluminium.
Aluminum.
Aluminum.
For all of our British fans who are wondering what the hell we're saying.
Exactly. Aluminum.
Which, by the way,
It's getting too cold, guys.
That's funny.
Have you guys? Okay, like this is totally tangential, but like, have you ever guys like in the United States we say pedophile?
Oh yeah, of course.
Have you ever heard the way they say it in Europe?
No.
Pedophile.
What?
Oh, I have heard that. Yeah.
Pedophile?
Pedophile.
What?
Yeah.
And so like there's an episode of the IT Crowd where there's a guy named Peter File.
Oh no.
That's bad.
That's a rough one.
And
Pedophile.
He's at the airport and they say, we need Peter File.
Oh no.
Peter File.
Yeah, I changed my
I'm Peter
name.
File. I'm Peter File.
And they say it without the space on purpose.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
It's like, look, it would be way more easier for that dude if you just went with the way Americans do it. It's pedophile.
Yeah, I'll just go by Pete.
Right.
Or just change my name altogether.
It's Peter. We need Peter to come up here.
Right.
Yeah.
Could you say one of my names, please?
Yeah.
It's like that comic that made a shirt for kids that says, I'm a legal pedophile.
That's right.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, why would you do that?
Oh my goodness.
Shouldn't. You just shouldn't.
Shouldn't.
Bad decisions.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, all right, real quick, if people want to get a hold of you, I mean, like, I know we got your card, but like, did we already do that?
Yeah, we did that.
I can do it again.
Okay.
No, do it again.
Yeah, why not?
Do it again.
Hey, I'll say one thing. What is the reason why people should go with you versus anybody else?
That's a
What is
great
the difference?
So,
I know the difference, but I'm going to ask you.
in my eyes, customer service. I don't work at places that don't have good customer service. So for my boss to show me how good of service we do. So anybody can sign any client for merchant services. Not all people do on-site quarterly reviews of their business. So they can show them their card mix, their percentages, strategies on how to lower their costs even more by not accepting some or accepting more cards of this, splitting up the payment so it's not as big of a charge. There's different rates that you can go with, depends on what your business is signed up for. There's 24/7 support team. I'm the first line of defense if you're my client. If you're my client in 50 years, I'm still getting paid off of your account. Some companies are 1 year and then they sell your account off to 800 number that you have to call if you ever have a problem. So you'll have my number the entire time. If you have a problem, call me. If I can't fix it, I'll call my boss. If he can't fix it, we'll call the support team for you. You don't ever have to deal with any of that.
That's
So
nice.
customer service, I would say, is a big one.
I love it.
Awesome.
Peace of mind.
That's right.
Awesome. And Robert, if people want to get their stuff moved,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I know you're all over the place, but like, you know, we're pretty much all 50 states now.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we're moving anybody from Alaska, but like, if people want to get a hold of you, how do they find you?
Yeah, so Robert Green, Greenlight Movers, 832-929-6683. My email is robertgreen@glmovers.com. I almost forgot my email. Website, www.glmovers.com. And, of course, you can find us on Facebook, Greenlight Movers, Instagram, Greenlight Movers. And just get a little blurb about us. We just care about customer service. That's all we care about. We come in, whether we're moving one item, the entire house, packing, unpacking, whatever it may be, we just want to make sure we do it with customer service and quality first.
Awesome. Thank you guys for jumping in with us tonight. I mean,
That's right. Appreciate it.
yeah.
One last thing, the amount of testimonials I've heard of this guy is out of this world.
Oh yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
It's
No, I've been working
insane.
with Robert for years now.
Yeah, he
He's
moved
incredible.
us. He packed our whole house.
Yeah.
We moved it, but he packed it, and man, it was a great experience. So
And that's not normal that we usually pack somebody's house and not move it. That was probably one of the first few times we've done that.
it was odd.
Yeah.
I realized that. I'm cheap, but I didn't want to pack it. I can carry it, but I don't want to pack it.
I mean, you say you're cheap, but you still paid us to do the job. So
I
you're
did.
really not cheap.
No, it's true.
I guess you just see where you want to spend your time.
I have told so many people, it's like, if I ever have to move again, like, you either have to, like, pry me out with a crowbar or you have to hire Robert.
100%.
I'm not doing it myself.
No, especially whenever you talk about a barn. Like, whenever you got to move a barn, now it's like a whole nother thing.
Yeah, if you move, I want your house.
Yeah.
I want your house.
Right. Yeah.
Dude, well, yeah, now that I got my shop all finished.
No, actually, your shop is cleaned out. Your shop is cleaned out, really.
I know.
I mean, it looks nice.
Dude, I've got like, now I have like 2,000 square feet of just like floor space.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's like I can move stuff in.
Give it 2 years.
Shut your dirty mouth.
Also, secret for the pool table, take the slates off. If you have any extra felt, put it on the rails. It quiets everything down. You can't even hear the balls drop.
Really?
What?
That's actually where my pool table is in the shop.
I bet it echoes too, doesn't it?
No, well, to be fair, I don't use it that much.
He wouldn't know.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's more like eye candy.
It looks cool.
I know the life.
Sounds like you need to go over there and get on the podcast over there. And
he knows about eye candy.
I do know about eye candy.
Yeah.
I look in the mirror every morning.
It's a terrible curse. It's a terrible curse.
Well, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Look, it is what it is.
Awesome. Thank you guys for sitting down.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Yeah, if you guys want a chance to win one of these, jump on the feed and leave a comment. We'd love to give one of these away to you guys tonight.
Want this.
So leave a comment in the feed, and we'd love to. It's going to go to somebody who's here tonight.
That's right.
So it might as well be you.
Testimonial to the podcast. I have a huge fear of this, and y'all made it super comfortable.
Oh, awesome!
Great,
genuinely.
Man.
It was really cool.
It's a conversation, man. I mean,
yeah,
really
that's
cool.
it.
I'm assuming, are we going to the Homeowner Show?
Yeah.
Facebook? And
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
You're right there.
Perfect.
That's it.
Bam.
Find us on Facebook. Find us on Instagram. Find us on YouTube. Find us wherever you want to go.
And that helps.
Right. I don't know what that was.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know who your magic genie is.
Mine? Oh. Wow. It's yours. Okay.
Wow. John Wagner just delivered his own drink.
Yeah.
Is that what he did?
I thought he was giving it to me because I went to the bar to ask for water because I don't drink. But he's like, how much? He's like, if I give you $20, can I put some alcohol in there for you? I'm like, bro, I don't drink.
Not even for $20.
Not even $20.
No, man. You
So
don't
I
need
got
it.
about the rest of the night.
Good for you,
No.
man.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we both don't drink.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah.
I've never had a drop of alcohol.
Props,
Never.
props to both of you guys.
So I drink wine every now and again, if somebody gives it to me.
Right.
Only to drink it, not to feel anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
To be social.
Yeah.
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 Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Is it because you don't like the taste, or you're trying to be disciplined?
I've just never been a drinker. My parents don't drink. My family doesn't drink. It's more of I just don't like the way it makes me, like, if I get, like, obviously drunk. Like, I just don't like the way it makes me feel. Like, if I drink, I can't go play basketball. I can't go, spar. I can't go run or, like,
Do you box?
Run. Kickboxing.
That's the reason I don't do it. Yeah. For those reasons, sparring and what was the other one he said? Basketball.
Running,
Also
basketball,
basketball and sparring. That's the reason I don't.
With the red hair, I determined that you would be really amazing at basketball.
Of course.
Yeah. You'd be
inside
surprised.
sport, not
Like,
in the sun.
I surprise people. I surprise people with my athleticism. It is unique. I'll tell you that.
You'd have to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go play golf together, and then we'll talk about unique.
Yeah.
But that I'm good at.
Do I get to bring a baseball
I'm not
bat?
good at it.
A base to play golf?
starting.
Yeah.
Or just to
get
beat
into
me?
golf.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on here.
Either way, I win.
I feel like
play
either
golf
way I
and then
lose.
let's go play pool.
Okay. Hey, you know what? That's a good day.
The last time I golfed, the club went with the ball.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh, there it went.
Yikes. Hey, my son just got was gifted at Christmas a VR, the Oculus
My daughter has one.
Quest version 2.
Yeah.
The new 3 came out, so he was gifted a 2 from someone that upgraded to 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the Golf Plus game. Holy crap, that is unbelievable.
Have y'all seen the videos of the people on Meta with the virtual reality freaking out?
Oh, why?
I have, yeah.
Why were they freaking out?
Yeah.
Because like they're falling.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, there's a couple of games. Like there's one where you're rock climbing, and if you look down, it's like you're. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, you feel like you're really. My daughter has
do.
a Quest 2 as well. She asked for the Quest 2. I was like, girl, I'm not buying that. But I was like, you already have a Quest 1, or Quest 2.
Right. It's so
like,
good.
yeah, I feel like you feel like you're in it. Like you look
feel like
around,
you're in it.
and it feels like you're in it. Like,
You're there.
It's crazy.
It is.
If you guys haven't seen, like, it's really funny because like they break their big screen TVs.
Oh, yeah.
They dive through the walls. It was just like,
Or they're
you
walking
forget-
on the log and they push them off of the
Yes.
log.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
you
a
forget you're in the real. Like you forget the real world is around you.
Yes.
there's a walk the plank game. Where you're like-
And it's on the edge of the building. Yeah.
It's like crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff, man.
Well, dude, I think this is our last guest.
Okay, well we better cut it off here. Thank you guys for joining us, and thank you all of you out there listening. We appreciate you very much. If you have not already subscribed to our show, shame on you. You should have done it already.
Yeah.
Look, you can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on our website, homeownershow.com. Email us at info@homeownershow.com. Whatever you find us on, we appreciate you very much. Until next time, we'll see you later.
See ya.